Oh, what's up, guys? You guys are filtering slowly. Distracted because I'm watching the Rainbow Six Invitation qualifiers on a separate stream on my laptop that's sitting right next to me. You may or not be able to hear the audio being piped in. But it should be fine, you guys should be able to hear it. I didn't pop Mana Burst on Saber. I don't know if this'll kill. I think she still should be able to, but having Mana Burst on Saber guarantees the kill. How y'all doing this evening, afternoon, wherever you guys are throughout the world? Yes, Mr. Monster Joker, my day's been pretty good so far. Pretty good. There's another heart. Today is an excellent day for farming hearts, it seems. My RNG is very good compared to yesterday when it was absolute fucking shit. I farmed for, I think, 13 hours yesterday and only got 10 hearts out of it. Fucking 10. Barely enough to cover Jalter's hearts for her ascension levels. And then compared to today, when I started farming in the middle of work, which I can do actually, since then I've been farming for, I think I was farming since like 10:30, and it's been 5 hours now. Yeah, a little bit over 5 hours, and I've already farmed 15 hearts. So today's RNG is extremely good, and I have to take advantage of that, otherwise I'm gonna get fucked like I did yesterday with my heart RNG. How many hearts have I gotten today so far? I just answered that. Yeah, 15 hearts so far, which is very good. As you guys can tell by the stream title, I am currently farming hearts for both Jalter's and Jeanne's skills right now. Jeanne needs 60 and Jalter needs 45. Ironic that Jalter or Jeanne needs more hearts than Jalter, but I guess Jalter needs a lot more, a bigger variety of essential materials for her skill ups. So I guess that kind of balances it out somewhat anyway. Jalter needs 45 hearts for skills. Yeah, well, you gotta start somewhere. Don't just laugh about it. Start farming. No Brave Chain. Backup plan. OMG, you never stop farming. Yeah, not in an event like this. Game just skipped the death animation. Thanks, game. Thanks, game. Saves me the trouble of tapping the screen. How do you feel about MHX? Is she terrible as people say she is? Yes. Again, you can use any server in a game, you know, with a purpose. you can always find a use for them, but compared to other see, whenever people say a servant is bad, they're almost always talking about them in comparison to other you know, other 5-star servants or other servants in general. By herself, like, innately MHX is like not terrible. She's just got like one of her skills is just bad though, and her second skill, that is, and her third skill is just like it doesn't fit her. It fits her lore, but not her gameplay, and most people take gameplay over lore when it comes to games, you know. Like that, her third skill should belong on an archer, or you know, at least a berserker, but she's an assassin, so that already in itself has a problem. I mean, even then though, she's a 5-star, so she's got 5-star stats, so if you want to use her as an rider, then yeah, go right ahead. It's just that, yeah. The problem with MHX is that she can never fully utilize her intended max potential, and she never has a way to. There's no way in the game for you to let MHX deal her maximum damage, and that's her problem. Like, her skills, after her strengthening quest that turns her instinct skill into whatever it is after its strengthening quest, where it gives her an invul on top of it and more crit stars. That skill is actually pretty decent because it gives her invul, right? So by themselves, her skills aren't bad. In fact, they're pretty good. Well, Fire Sport EX is, you can debate whether or not that's good. I think it's decent because it does give you, at max level, it does give you an 80% chance to stun everyone on the other team. But not only is it not a guaranteed stun chance, but also it's a delayed stun effect. So its usefulness just goes down like just quickly just because of that. But overall, her skills aren't bad. It's just the one. If DW wanted to go about the laziest way to buff MHX, the one thing all they need to do is change her class from assassin to archer. Then she becomes then she'll probably become one of the best archers in the game. Probably. You could debate that, but I wouldn't be surprised if MHX suddenly became one of the best archers, like one of the best Saber killers in the game because of her third skill. But because she won't ever be an archer, sucks to suck. Sucks to suck. That's all I've got to say. Yeah, especially for a game like this, Shinji, where RNG is a huge factor in gameplay, no matter what you do. Like, no matter how optimally you try to play this game, which you can do to a fair degree, don't get me wrong, at some point, their RNG will always influence the outcome of one particular battle, or one particular fight. And you just really can't avoid it. That's just how the game is. So that's why delayed effects, skills that give delayed effects, are just all that much worse, because then the enemy has a turn where the game can possibly give them a little bit more leeway because of whatever kind of RNG that goes on, right? And that blows. That's why instant stun effects are always going to be stronger than delayed stun effects or delayed effects. Just because, you know, if you have a skill that goes off instantly, that dramatically reduces the RNG that surrounds it. And really, the only RNG you have to deal with is if your skill is like an RNG-based chance, right? If it's a chance-based skill, like, you know, Bloodsucker or all that. Remember talking about candidate for Grand Rider in one of my videos. Can you tell me what that was? Right. So, my friend and I have been talking like on and off about like, you know, that one particular character, and we think that the Korean admiral, the historical Korean admiral, Lee Shun-shin or Yi Shun-shin, it depends on which historical material you base it on, but you can either spell his last name Yi or Lee. The more modern way to say it, to spell it or say it, is Lee, because, you know, there's a lot of you know, not just Korean, but a lot of Asian, like Chinese and or Korean surnames out there that are spelled Lee, either L-E-E or L-I. So you can go with either, but basically Lee Shun-shin, and we think he has he has the qualifications to be a Grand Rider. Why do I look Saber? Or why do I have Saber in that sprite? Because I like to dress. I'm not too huge of a fan of combat armor, to be honest. Even though you know, obviously the pragmatist in me recognizes that if they're gonna fight, they should probably be fighting in armor. But because this is a game where armor literally has no effect, who the fuck cares? I like them in their dresses. They look nice. Probably never be in the game. This is a Japanese game. Just because it's Japanese doesn't mean there can't ever be a chance for a Korean servant. There are plenty of other very famous Japanese franchises that have Korean characters in them. Look at Guilty Gear, one of the most iconic Japanese fighting games in history. Guilty Gear, at least with the most recent what is it? Iteration, Guilty Gear Xrd, Revelator, they put in a Korean servant, or not Korean servant, a Korean character. Kum Hae-hyun, I think was her name. That and King of Fighters, another very prominent, perhaps even more famous than Guilty Gear. They've always had Korean characters in there. Kim, the two Korean prisoner guys or whatever that Kim tries to discipline, or whatever their backstory is. Just because you know there's a Korean person doesn't mean they can't make it into a Japanese franchise. Yeah, and also they did ship FGO to Korea, and y'all know how crazy FGO Korea is going right now. And the fact that FGO Korea released like 3 months after NA did, and they're going they're pretty much going light speed to try to catch up with at least China. That should tell you something. So I wouldn't say it's unlikely. Yes, I'll give you that. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Not impossible. Yes, I've heard about that secret. I've heard about it. I've already heard about it. They're going super fast. They're going super fast. Korea's probably, it's not probably, Shinji, they already have passed us. We haven't even gotten our first batch of strengthening quests yet, and they are. They've already passed us. If not yet, then very soon. Very soon. Oh, don't you worry, they'll overtake us, and they'll leave us hanging in the dirt. They'll leave us hanging in the dirt. No question about that. Ludicrous speed, lightning speed. Gotta go fast. Sonic. They're going Sonic. Japanese servers will have to beware of Koreans posting spoilers soon. Lol. And then DW will regret releasing FGO to Korea. This was a terrible mistake. This was a mistake. Again, Crisis. The Korean FGO servers will probably have already passed us. Again, if not already, then very soon. I would say like even faster than just a few weeks, to be honest with you. Korea's behind in events, yeah, but they'll overtake. Oh yeah, they will. If they keep doing what they've been doing and run like multiple banners at the same time and multiple events at the same time, even though yeah, oh yeah, don't you worry, they'll be there. They'll be there. Why can't NA go Sanic speed? Okay, so I was tuning into Not a Whale's stream last night. I know some of you guys were in his stream last night too. I saw a few familiar faces who usually lurk my chat too. But here's why I think that the Korean servers can do it, but not NA, right? For one, you've got a culture like a significant culture difference. What the hell? Why is there a little bit of water on my phone stand? How the hell did that get there? Anyways, so you guys probably wouldn't find this surprising at all, but well, maybe you do. But as you know, as a Korean myself, and me being at least a little bit aware of how the Asian cultures treat their mobile games, they're fucking crazy over them. Like we look at our mobile games, you know, like, oh yeah, mobile games are like the way of the future now, right? Whenever we look at like shit like Candy Crush or whatever the fuck, Clash Royale or whatever the hell the most popular like Western mobile games are out there. But the thing is that they're only popular because, you know, demographically speaking, like take the United States for example, we've got a very large population compared to, say, countries like Japan or Korea, right? So more people just means more, you know, or, you know, a bigger population means that a bigger percentage of that population will just be playing, and thus that's what makes those games successful. That, and those games aren't like meant to be like FGO tier of like commitment. You just get on and play every once in a while, and that's really about it, right? You just play to pass the time. Whereas mobile games like FGO, you don't play it just to pass the time. It's a fucking way of life, pretty much. At least for people like me, right? So, in Asian cultures, and the young Asian demographic, these kinds of mobile games are kind of like that to a much larger degree. So you have a much higher percentage of the population. Again, this is just what I think. I can be very wrong about this, but you got a much larger percentage of the population in those countries where people who play these kinds of games are much more committed to it. That's why, in my opinion, in places like what's going on with the Korean servers right now, they can afford to go Sanic fast. They can afford to go lightning fast because they know their player base can handle it. If NA were to try that shit on our end, you're going to have a lot of people who are, you know, free to play, cheap to play, who just physically can't. There's just no possible way for them to handle that. Like it would be just a nightmare for anyone who's not a whale, and even for whales too, to try to handle that kind of speed. It just won't work in NA. It just won't work. Because you have too many players who aren't about that whale life, and thus, it just won't work out. It just won't work out. We will go through content too fast, and too many people will complain that we're not, we don't have enough time to, you know, enjoy the content that we do have. Which is fine, which is a very valid argument, and I'm not trying to argue against that by any means. It's just that you have to understand that their demographic and our demographic are way different, almost to the point where you can't even compare them. You can't even compare us. Like you could compare like Asian countries together, like demographics of Asian countries. Like you can compare Korea to Japan, because that kind of works, you know. But you can't compare the NA population or the NA FGO demographic to the Korean one, or let alone the Japanese one. It just doesn't work. Like, I know that a lot of you guys in my chat right now are like free to play or cheap to play, right? How would you feel if NA suddenly went super fast, and then suddenly next week Aniplex announces, hey, we're gonna have the Bryn, Valentine's, and Jalter gotchas all at the same time. Have fun! So for those of you who want Nero Bride and Jalter, guess what? You probably won't be getting both unless you get, you know, unless you just you know, go easy, put on your sunglasses, say easy, got this, and both of them with 0.7% chance RNG. Easy. We got this shit. Not even a problem. Easy, boys. Gotcha games, psh, easy. 1% chance to get a 5-star, easy. Safe to say it's probably not very many of you. PC gaming is weak in Japan while mobile and consoles are strong. It's not. I wouldn't say PC gaming is weak in Japan. It's just that other forms of entertainment, other forms of video games are more prominent. You know, especially in mobile gaming, because you you also have to think about the fact that in Japan, most people commute to work, and for very many of them, the commute, am I saying that right? The distance that they need to travel every day to get to work and back is pretty. Yeah, they spend a lot of time on the train or some shit, right? Usually on the train, because their train transportation is top tier. But yeah, so you can't exactly like bring along a console with you on the train, right? So you have to bring something handheld, and you can have a DS, right? A DS or whatever, like the dedicated handheld platforms. But most of the time, people just like playing on their phone, because you're gonna bring around your phone anyway, so it's just convenient to play whatever game you want to play on your phone. So hence, mobile gaming is pretty popular. It's just how it works. Pachinko is also huge. Yeah, but I understand your point. Other sit-down forms of video games just aren't as prominent because of different ways of different lifestyles, stuff like that. So, just to summarize, Korea can afford to go light speed. NA can't. It just won't work. It just won't work. And as much as we would love that to be the case, that won't happen unless somehow, some way, Aniplex figures out a way to hasten the rate at which we get content updates without like fucking the general player base as far as like how much their wallets can handle, like the banners, right? Let's say they keep the banners at the same pace, but they give us like more quality of life changes a little bit faster, right? But see, you encounter another problem right there, because some quality of life changes depend on what state, like what time frame of the game that the game itself is in. So if we get quality of life changes that come faster than they're intended to, then we get some like really weird situations where like some things just don't make sense. If you can understand that. So yeah, we're all pretty sure that Aniplex, all they do is just they just get the code from DW and they just typeset it. They just do like some easy well, not easy, of course. I don't know anything about typesetting and editing and stuff, but they do translations, make sure that the formatting is acceptable and shit like that, and they just release it as is. Like they don't do any like raw code revisions or anything like that, as far as I know. They just lift it wholesale from the Japanese servers, from DW, that DW gives them, and they just work with that and say, hey, here, look, new content update, have fun. Something like that. Like if Aniplex had the rights to kind of like fiddle with the code directly, so that if they could do that, then I could see them bringing us quality of life changes faster than what was intended or what happened in JP. That can happen, but I don't think Aniplex has that right. So RIP or something. I might not even know what I'm talking about, but that's what I think. Let's see. Okay, we got Assaulted Brave Chain. We're good. You're a bit concerned because how they want to go about timing Valentine's, because they do want to date in JP. That's going to happen in January. It's February when it's meant to take place. They pulled up Christmas 2 weeks early. If they pull up something like Christmas 2 weeks early, anything's fair game by that point, wouldn't you think? They very well may pull up Valentine's early, dude. They very well may. Yeah, they very well may. They very well may. And plus, we've been hearing where there's a couple rumors going around that or some speculation, I should say, not just rumors, but speculation that Brynhildr's banner is gonna come out like a week after Saber Wars. Like Aniplex is gonna give us a week break after Saber Wars ends, and then we're gonna have a week, or yeah, that's what I just said, redundancy. We're gonna have a week, and then they'll drop Bryn on us. There's some speculation going on. We'll see if it's true. But if they do that, then let's see. Saber Wars ends on like the 18th, right? So we've got like 8 days. So next week, next Thursday, not tomorrow, but next Thursday. So after that, let's assume that we get a week break, and then we get Bryn right after that. So let's say the Bryn banner goes live on like either the 25th or the 26th. And usually those kind of banners run for like, let's say 10 days. So blah 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 blah. So I mean, even then Valentine's should line up pretty well, because assuming that the Bryn banner does in fact go live after a week break and lasts for 10 days, that means that once the Bryn banner goes away, like after it's done, and assuming that Aniplex immediately drops Valentine's right after that, we'll have Valentine's go live on like maybe February 6th and have that run for like maybe a week or two. So it'll line up like kinda well. It might not like start exactly on Valentine's, which would be the logical thing, but you know, it'll still include it. It'll be better than the Christmas event timing anyway. That was just fucking abysmal. Like there's no excuse for that. Like what the fuck were they smoking? Coming from my hearts. Come at me, bro. Sean, come at me. I'm sitting on fucking 17 hearts farm today. Come at me. Game ain't gonna stop me. You certainly won't. Is there any reason for you to pursue Bryn instead of saving for Jalter if you already have Shisho and Lancer Alter? Honestly, not really. Honestly, not really. Because if we were to take a look at Bryn's stats, like say look up how good she is as a servant, let's see, she's got, you know, high health, decent attack, just like every other 5-star Lancer, except for Karna, that is. She's also got Mana Burst Flame. It's a little bit weaker though, unfortunately. She's got Primeval Rune, and then she's kind of like a support Lancer. Saber only said that Bryn is basically the perfect pair for Karna, because Karna's one weakness is the fact that even though he has a crit up skill, he doesn't have a crit absorb skill, and that's exactly what Bryn provides. The problem is that they're both Lancers, so if you're up against I guess that's not even a problem. Like if you're up against like a very heavy archer team, those two can work like pretty much perfectly together. Other than that, though, that, and she's also got the she's got that Brynhildr's Beloved gimmick, where she does extra damage to anyone with the Brynhildr's Beloved trait, which is a fair number of people, to be fair. So she's kind of like the Lancer version of like, you know, Gil, kind of like that. It's just, except it just doesn't cover as many people. Still a lot of people though. And there are plenty of archers or berserkers who have, or a fair number of them who have Brynhildr's Beloved as a trait. So she's definitely worth it if they show up as bosses. Which, granted, in Bryn's defense, there's a lot of very strong archer and berserker bosses in the game, especially during events. Hint, hint, Nero 27 or JP Nero 17 event. Yeah, that where both Gil and Herc show up as servant bosses. Yeah. So in Bryn's defense, there are plenty of event bosses who are either archers or berserkers and have weak to or Brynhildr's Beloved. Other than that, you don't have to. People sometimes call Bryn like a trophy wife, yeah, in a certain sense, a trophy waifu or a trophy servant. And their claims aren't unfounded. Certainly not to the extent that MHX is. My God, no. At least Brynhildr has at least her gimmicks are really fucking strong if you set her up right. But even still, she's not necessary, in my opinion. It's either that, or you go for her because she's also kind of like MHX, where she's she's kind of like a collector's servant, because outside of this upcoming raid up that we'll get for her, that introduces her to the game, she's in very few other raid ups. Like, there's this meme that Bryn wasn't back on raid up until a year after she was introduced. You know, outside, other than the gacha, because in the gacha everyone's in there, or in the New Year's gacha, because everyone's in there. There is that. Gil isn't on the Brynhildr's beloved? Okay, then I stand corrected then. Yeah, and now that I think about it, Gil probably would qualify for Bryn's beloved. That wouldn't make sense. Wouldn't make sense at all. What MP level is my Artoria? MP 3. She is MP3. Shiki is just as rare as MHX. Basically, outside of their collaboration event banners, they never come back. Outside of guarantees, of course. So she's in the same boat as MHX, pretty much. No Stella today? Oh, are you serious, dude? Maybe you weren't here in the early part of the stream. Are you serious? She comes back on Solo Raid during New Year's. That's interesting to hear. So I guess in case you didn't roll it the first time, now you have another chance, right? But again, still my point stands. They're in very few raid ups. So if you don't get her now, you're gonna be waiting a long time to get her again, if ever. How do you get more copies of stars? You've been farming the UHZ, you got in 16 blooms. Holy shit! I guess RNG then, cause the hour that I spent like last week farming UHZ, her node. That sounds lewd. I got 2 stars of Artoria back to back. It's if you couldn't get any and you got 16 purely blooms instead, I don't know what to tell you. Just RNG, man. Just fucking RNG. Blame RNG for everything. By the way, there's that Stella you ordered. How many hearts do I have now? I'll if I don't forget like I always do, I'll try to check. I think around like 80 now. 80 or something. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. We will find out. Great. Jalter, Buster, Brave Chain comes right up. Did I get MHX? Yes, she's in my backline. I'm farming. I'm grinding out her bond levels right now as I farm. Got 11 blooms and 1 star off Shisho. You wish you were reversed. I got 3 PBs in a row. So yeah, I feel your pain. That being said, though, I do have 3 limit broken SOAs. So. Would I ever stream Toho? Not really, because I suck at it. So much fate porn? Bruh. Bruh. Not enough. Not enough is what I'd say. Bruh. Fate isn't out yet, so it's already formed. That is actually a very fair statement. For a series that already have like either a tremendous number or amount of fan service, like Sengan Kagura or whatever that series is called, like that, or for series that already have explicit adult content like Fate, there's not as much because if you wanted it, it's canon. There's official material out there that you can fap to. Amazing, right? Whereas other series that are very popular and don't have any official Rule 34, like none of their own official Rule 34, people tend to make a lot more of those. That's just the trend. And that's just a trend. Those H scenes are horribly written. Like, you're not gonna fap to the scenes while you're reading the dialogue. What the hell does that? I mean, I guess if you're reading doujins, then yeah, maybe, I guess. But in that case, since you already know the dialogue is shit, just turn off the dialogue. Who faps the plot? I mean, there is text-based erotica out there. Trust me, anything is fat material if you try hard enough. Don't ask me how I know. Haha. The knowledge of an experienced of an experienced weeaboo pervert. Don't worry, I have insider information. Like anything's a dildo if you try hard enough. Oh yes, it applies for guys too. Don't worry. I believe in gender equality, so there's obviously gotta be a rule about us, for us guys, right? Is Raid Up gonna be a lie in April? Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out if we cry our eyes out, and we probably will. Who's my favorite / best servant? Don't have a favorite servant unless you're counting waifus. Then it's probably either Tamamo or Medi Lily. As for my best servant, I mean, pick and choose from any of my max ascended 5 stars, I guess, or Herc. You could probably count Herc, right? Jalter will make half the game quit again. I keep saying this. Jalter's gonna be the second NA Exodus. There's gonna be a lot of people who have been saying from day one or whenever they join the game, when they're gonna roll Jalter Gacha with all their saved up quartz, and they ain't gonna get shit, and they're gonna quit. Oh, that day's coming. Oh, it's coming. The salt's coming. Brace yourselves. It's coming. And I'm looking forward to it like all hell. I want to see the salt. Give it to me. I thrive on it. Give me the salt. It's coming, and I'm excited. And the NA Jalter salt is gonna be so massive that Japan's gonna feel it. Japan's gonna know about it. And Japan's gonna laugh. And I'll laugh with them. This will happen in NA, I know. That's what I just said, motherfucker! That's what I just said. Let's see, no Brave Chain on deck. Time for our backup plan. Will I pull a Zis if I don't get Jalter? It depends. It depends, because if for one, Jalter is obviously, you know, everyone wants Jalter. Just if you say you don't want Jalter, either you're lying or you're a true man of culture. Or rather than a man of culture, I should say a man of true patience. But I won't go too hard on it because one, I know that basically all my whale friends on my friends list will all get her no matter what. So if I ever wanted to use a Jalter, I can just go to my friends list and go to my support, and there'll probably be like 20 Jalters on my friends list ready to go right there. If I ever wanted to use Jalter, I can just use a friend's, right? I don't necessarily need my own because I know for a fact that everyone's gonna try to get her. Everyone will. So if I spend too much money, or if I start spending way too much money than what I'm comfortable with at the time, then yeah, I'll stop. I probably won't pull as this. That, and at least Jalter has a few rate ups, not too many, but a few. Of course, I don't know exactly how many, but she's no Bryn, or she's no MHX, or no Void Shiki, so if I miss her on her first banner, I'm not completely fucked. Maybe I am. What if I want to use 2 Jalters? At what point in time in the game would I ever want 2 Jalters? 1 is enough. Actually, no, I take that back. Yes, I absolutely do need 2 Jalters, because there's no kill like overkill. Let's just burn everything to the ground. 3 banners. Still better than Bryn or MHX, where they have 2 or 1. Still better. God damn it! Both of them have their shit up. Fuck. In this case, I'll go with Salters or Sabers. See, if you want Jalter, just wait for Christmas. Yeah, but a lot more people want plot Jalter rather than lolly Jalter. They want plot rather than the DLC. Is Jalter an Avenger? Yes, she is. She's an Avenger, and I believe the first or second one that we'll have in the game, depending on when Edmund Dante's comes out. Lolly Jalter is cute though. Police! Plot Jalter, best Jalter. Yeah, I prefer my Jalters having something plot. So Dante's comes first. Right. I like Media Lily though. She's not a lolly though, not in my opinion. But I'm sure people will argue with me till the end of time how Media Lily is a lolly. And if you guys insist on that, then I can always have that option select of saying, oh, then if that's the case, I'll just have Talon be my wife then. So, yeah, there, problem solved. I'm always prepared. I'm like the weeaboo Batman. Always got backups. Always got plans. I can't be cornered. Nero is better than Telmo. Fight me. I won't, because I've been liking Nero a little bit better too. If you say Helena as a waifu, do you go to the police? I mean, technically, you'd be into older women, because the real life Helena was like what, 40-ish when she started doing her when she started doing her like her Indian spiritual work with like a Mahatma and whatever. She was like in her 30s or 40s. Liking Nero better, traitor. Hey, look, Foxy. Look. I like to think of it this way. The more waifus I can have, the better. Why not some a little bit of variety, right? Why only have one wife when you can waifu them all? Let's see, got a Jalter braid chain coming up, so I guess we can use that. Let's blast. So polygamy? Polygamy with virtual waifus who don't exist? Yeah, sure, it doesn't matter. Why the hell do I care? Hamo doesn't approve of harems. She will now! She will now. Polygamy, Kyo will burn you alive. Nope, Kyo has no inherent problem with harems. Tamamo might, but Kyo doesn't. All Kyo asks for is that you don't lie to her. As long as you don't lie to her, then you're good. That's all that's literally all she asks for. So yeah, we'll loophole abuse the fuck out of that. Are the Da Vinci event boxes unlimited? I'm actually not sure. You'd have to check with someone who's played JP to know that for sure. So, if you stick your dick into another woman other than Kyo, is it cheating? Yeah, it's cheating, but Kyo, as long as you give Kyo the same amount of love too, she won't mind. At least she shouldn't. They are unlimited. Alright, then I'm going fucking ham on the true lottos then, because they have horseshoes. The other one I can pass on because this event is giving me so many gears anyway that it's basically my gear farming thing too. So I can pass on the false lotto. The true lotto is what I'm gonna go ape shit on because of horseshoes. Like I'll probably complete the false lotto enough times to get all their limited rewards, and I'll switch over to true and I'll just grind the fuck out of that. What's the name of assassin on Red and APOC, and why isn't she in the game? You mean Samaramis? Ask DW why they don't want free money. I don't know. Ask them. Oh, there's another heart. Da Vinci has forbidden pages. Yeah, but you can farm them relatively easily at Hyde Park. Like I've gone on streaks before at Hyde Park where I've gotten like multiple pages in like 3 or 4 consecutive runs. So it's not that bad. Horseshoes are the real pain in the ass because they're a lot harder to farm. And y'all know that, or at least you should. The Comet node in Saber Wars is ass, as far as the horseshoe drop rate is concerned. Caldera Island isn't much better, if not worse. I think it's better than the event node, but that's just me. But yeah, that is true though, because a lot of people need pages. A lot of people need pages, and not as many people need horseshoes. So I'll probably farm the false lotus too. I'll just probably be farming the true lotus a lot more though. At least until I get all the horseshoes that I need, of course. And once I think that I've got enough horseshoes, I'll probably switch over for good over to pages, because I know a lot more people who need pages than horseshoes, or at least I think that's the case. We'll see though. I'll worry about it when the event comes. I'll worry about it later. You need those 20 hearts for Abby. Oh, you're talking about the JP one. You're talking about the JP one, huh? Chiron is also not in FGO yet. Nope, he isn't. We're still waiting on his ass too. Still waiting on his ass. Managed to pull my checks for a single ticket yesterday. Congratulations, your YOLO has paid off. Now you must be a part of. Now you are inducted into as a permanent member into the YOLO Hall of Fame, or at least the YOLO Club. We'll go with Salters. Steam, I never watched APOC. I plan to, except I'm really lazy when it comes to watching animes that I always plan to watch. I never get around to it. Like, I always tell myself I need to finish Fate Zero, but I never have, and it's been half a year already. Or I should say half a year, not year and a half. I just forget what I even said. Would Angelica Ainsworth be a good servant at FGO? What the hell is she? Oh, this girl. Oh, from Prisma Collide or whatever. Where she basically becomes Gil. I don't know. If they ever wanted a gender bent Gil in the game, then yeah, sure, they've always got that to fall back on. People would gobble her the fuck up. Yeah, sure. They'll pay. Gil with tits? Sure, why not? Billy the Kid or Kogil or Kid Gil any good? I think Kid Gil is decent. Let me see. Gilgamesh. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Kid Gil. He does have Charisma A+, which is the exact same Charisma skill that Adult Gil has. He's also got Charming Youth, which is basically the same as Alex's Charming Youth skill, and then he also has Golden Rule. So replace what was Gil's second skill again? His Crit Absorb skill for Charming Youth, and that's basically what you get with shittier stats. So I mean, I guess he's not bad. He'll probably have his uses. His MP inflicts a whole ton of debuffs though. MP down, crit down, and debuff resistance down. So you could probably use him for like some wombo combo setups. Just because he has so many effects on his, so many overcharge effects on his MP. And who is it? And Billy, he's an absolute crit monster. You use him for crits and nothing else. Crits, 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 and he'll fucking melt people. Crits, crits, crits. How not a whale reach 8 million in 1 hour? Not a whale is at like 330,000 or 330,000 points right now, dude. Didn't you watch his stream yesterday? And I am not a whale. You're in the wrong channel. He's at like 400k. Yeah. FGO could need some Korean servants. You nominate King Sejong as the great as caster. Hey, you totally didn't steal that idea from me, did you? Oh no, you didn't. You so totally didn't steal that idea from me. Change the title to Stella. I'd rather keep with the times and meme with various Star Wars names. You had like whale power for 2 days. Feels good, doesn't it, to have to basically fucking whale like a whale, right? Enjoy quick teams while they exist. Merlin is coming to kill them. You don't need to tell me that. You don't need to tell me that. You think I don't know that? You kidding me, dude? Coming in here like a fucking prophet from the future? Get out of here. We have our own fortune tellers. We have our own prophets. Feels great to play a game whenever you want to. Words you never thought you'd say. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking system. Does Tesla get better later in the game because of his strengthening quest? Yes, but his strengthening quest is basically a year out from now, so you'll be waiting for a long time. Even now, he's still pretty good, though. You want some prophecy stuff? I'll give you some prophecy. Nah, I don't need yours. I have a better one. Your prophecy is not needed. Nobody will force you to use Merlin. Yeah, that's true. If you don't have Merlin, and you never use a support Merlin, quick teams will never die. Logic. Flawless logic. Merlin can't kill quick teams if you never summon him. Kappa. Let's see, we'll give Saber her crits. Maybe I should have just given it to Jalter. Yeah, I probably should have. We'll find out. This level logic? How's that this level logic? This logic is don't quit while you're behind. So, if that tells you anything. Don't compare my logic to his. As much as I love this. No offense to him, though. No offense, but, yeah, that ain't solid logic. Man's not hot. Definitely not. He ain't hot at all. Toyotomi, or Tokugawa in FGO? Either. Either. I'm not, like, attached to either one of them. I don't mind either. Hound for Nero Bride until I get her. Realistically, probably less than 300. Realistically, ideally, in as few quartz as possible. Haha. But since Valentine's is split up into like different servant banners, what I'll end up probably doing is I'll roll Nero Bride on first day. If the Valentine banner schedule goes something along the lines like Nero gets her her raid up first, and then the other servants will follow afterwards. I'll probably roll for Nero Bride the first day. If I get her, then good. If I don't, then I'll wait until the day when she shares her raid up with Jack, and I'll roll for those two at the same time. That's what I'll probably end up doing. Also forgot to pop my bus because chat is distracting the fuck out of me. Always blame chat. Always. Could have had a Saber braid chain there. Demon lived, yeah, because I didn't pop buffs. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Still had Saber Brave Chain anyway. Lollies are adding, not for blaming. I wasn't blaming lollies, I was blaming chat. Unless you guys in chat consider yourselves lollies, in which case y'all are weird. Y'all are some weird motherfuckers. Way Valentine's works is that Nero Bride is on rated every day, but she shares it with a different female SSR every day. Yeah, I'm aware. But my question is then, on the first day, is she solo, or does she share it with someone else immediately? That's what I want to know. While I'm waiting, I should exchange all these fucking transistors. 35 mil QP feels good, man. And 8 million points. Cool, I broke it. 8 million. Feels good, man. For no reason. Hey, look, I completed the event 4 times over. Let's see if there's a super secret crystallized lore at 10 million. She is solo the first day. Then my plans for rolling her, streaming my rolls for her are perfect. So I'll roll for Nero Bride on the first day that she comes out, right? And if I get her, then great. I'll stop it there. I'll stop at MP1, and then, or if I get her really fast, like I did MHX, I'll probably like do a couple more rolls and see if I get MP2. If I do, fantastic. If not, then oh well. I'll stop, and then I'll roll for a Nero Bride again once Jack is back on raid up again. The only reason why I wouldn't roll for the Nero and Jack shared raid up is if I somehow get spooked by Jack before her, before Nero Bride shows up. That's the only reason that's the only way that I won't roll on shared Jack and Nero Bride raid up. Assuming that doesn't happen, though, I'll be rolling on both days. At least that's what I think will be happening. Probably. Obviously, Jalter for 10 mil. Oh yeah, super secret Jalter at 10 million. Lol. Super secret Jalter. 10 million. Y'all heard it here first, boys. Last Encore is a disappointment. Yeah, for an anime that hasn't even come out yet. You're not a prophet. You're just salty that Nero's the main character for Last Encore and Tamamo or whoever else isn't. That's what you are. You're not a prophet. You're just salty. Hold that fucking shit, bruh. Hold it. And first and last, she's solo. Yeah, I figured. They usually do that kind of a rate-up schedule for especially like event servants, or whenever there's like servant rate-up schedules where there's like multiple on the same day. That's what they usually do. Standard run. Won't go until late January, and it makes you sad to wait 3 weeks. Time flies, man. Time really does fly. It's gonna be here in 3 weeks. That's not a very long time, dude. Not a long time at all. At least not to me. 3 weeks? Oh yeah, I can wait that shit. I can wait it out. No problem. Expect them to add a Shisho to Bryn's Manor since they skipped during New Year's. We'll see what happens. Personally, I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Aniplex we've already seen them do crazier shit before, like throwing Gil and Kintoki into Shisho's banner and having them have shared rate up. Does this waiver need some love on those skills? I mean, to be fair, my waiver is also sitting at 444. But I don't know what this is doing, but I've already gotten every other skill up material for waiver skills. All I need to do now is farm 43 more pages, and my waiver is going straight to 999. And the next set of event lores that we get in FGO after these 3 from Saber Wars, we'll go straight to waiver. Let me see. We got Saber's Brave Chain on deck. We'll do a Saber Brave Chain just to make sure that this dude dies. That Thanksgiving banner ship bothered you because she didn't get solo rate up? Yeah, it's kind of weird why she didn't get her own solo rate up at the very end. Kind of weird. I guess, like, not long enough, like, the Thanksgiving gacha wasn't, like, long enough or something? I don't know. It's weird. Not gonna disagree with you there. Kinda weird, bruh. Kinda weird. Spineless whiny bitch always replaces Stella. Sounds like a downgrade. I hope you're sarcastic about that. The good feel when you kill Jeanne in 1 turn. I can kill her in 1 shot with 1 NP from Lu Bu of all people. And I know I'm pronouncing that name wrong too because it's Chinese. I can 1-shot her with Lu Bu or Lu Bu or whatever, however you say his name. I don't even need Herc anymore. Anything's possible if you have enough limit broken stars of Artoria. 300% extra damage. Yes, sir. I'll take that. Wasn't bad. It was just off. I think they wanted to make Thanksgiving a huge deal, but then by doing that, I think they felt like they had to sacrifice New Year's or whatever, which is strange to me because I don't know why they wouldn't just have New Year's at the same time. It's like Aniplex and DW don't want free money, which is strange. But oh well. I guess it's not so strange if you think of it in the sense that NA FGO is just basically DW's side bitch. Yeah, we can make them some extra money, but we're not what they care about. We're just their side hoe, their side bitch. We're just their side bitch. Side bitch, we're like side bitch number 3. Korean is the side girl right now. Side girl number 1, yeah. They're side girl number 1 for sure. With how fast they're going. Is it worth a Grail Salter? Yes. She's if you're grailing for stats, Salter is one of the best candidates for grailing because she gets a lot of stats from 80 to 90. And hey, a lot more if you grail if you go all the way with her to 100. All the better. She's one of the best candidates. Her and Lancer Alter. Her and Lancer Alter get some thick stats if you grail them. They get some real thick and juicy stats. Grailing for stats, Stater, yeah. But if you had to, if you don't give a shit about waifus, if you had to pick, then you know, she's probably one of the better options out there. Reverse S is the one you want to grail. Technically the S growth curve, not the reverse S. Technically the S growth curve, but it doesn't really matter at that point. It doesn't matter. Because it's not like without grails you can push their stats past level 90 anyway, so like their growth pattern doesn't even matter by that point. Alright, someone asked like a long time ago how many hearts I had. Well, let's see, let's check it out. How many hearts do I have now, since I actually bothered to remember? Let's check Gil. 86 hearts. Woohoo! That's a thick-looking stash of hearts right there. Oh, and also I have to do my my free roll for today. Freebies. Growth curve prior to grailing doesn't apply. Yeah, because grail curves are always going to be linear no matter what. Always linear. 999 Altera. Yeah, I managed to get her skills all the way up to level 9 2 days ago. I've been meaning to do it for a couple months now, but every time I went to Caster Daily to farm hearts, there was always like someone else I wanted to farm hearts for, and I always neglected her. And then Saber Wars comes around, and I realized just how good the heart drop rate is and how fast you can get hearts this event, and I took a day to commit all the hearts that I farmed to Altera's skills, and finally I got her to 999. I'll eventually get her skills to 10-10-10 because I just like her so much. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can grail her, but I can definitely get her skills to 10-10-10. That much I'll do. At the very least. That, and I think she was my first MP5 servant, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or it was Waver. But I think it was Altera first. Altera was my first MP5 servant. Or MP5 SSR, my bad. Corrections. Grails at 5 levels each, only up to level 90. Past level 90, they only give you 2 Grails. Or 2 levels. We've got Saber's 2 cards, so let's go for a Saber Break Chain. Jeez, Saber gets a huge chunk of arts gain off her, even just off like a BAA chain. Jesus. Then again, one of her hits was an arts crit, and it was on a 3rd hit too. So yeah, that was gonna give her a lot of chargeback. Also, hey, look, I can also do that too. And just for shits and giggles, let's just wombo combo her with fucking two of these things. Let's just nuke poor Shisho with both Excaliburs. Why not? We have the power. You don't really have a waifu? Then in that case, yeah, it's probably in your best intention to, in your best interest to probably grail for stats. If you don't have any waifus, then, well, you know, we can't really tell you to grail for love, right? Because you physically can't. Heart and a gear, I'll take that. But yeah. Like, usually grailing 4 stars gets you the most bang for your buck, as far as, so to speak, as far as grails are concerned. Jalter, Jalter, those kinds of people. They get huge stat boosts, for sure. And I'm sure there are other great servant candidates for like 4-star grail or 4-star servants for grails if you're concerned about stats. I'm sure there are more. What is love? Yeah, Divine, no kidding. No kidding. Ku gets a lot of mileage out of being grailed. I honestly think that level 70 Ku cannot solo some things that a fully grailed level 100 Ku can. Like, we all bitch about how, oh, you gotta grail for love, not for stats, but in all seriousness, like the grail for love memes aside, Ku could really use that extra health, man. He goes from having like what, 7k, or like how much health does he have? Like 8k, 9k to like 14k. That's like 5k worth of health right there that he gets from going from level 70 to level 100. That's huge. And health is a resource when it comes to like solo runs, right? So yeah, that's grailing for grailing if you want to do solos is very important. Ku gets a huge chunk of mileage out of that shit. So let's go with Sabers. Ransa ga shinda! Not an FGO, he ain't! Yep, pretty much. Not in this game, nope. Not in this game. Which event am I looking forward to roll? Jalter's event, just because of how much salt that I know that event's gonna have. I want to roll that. I want that event more so. Besides me personally rolling for Jalter, I just want that event that comes so I can see all the salt, and I want to witness the Exodus, the second NA Exodus live. I'm looking forward to the salt. It fuels me. But as far as like roles that I personally am looking forward to myself, probably maybe K&K for Void Shiki. Maybe, we'll see. Let's see. We'll probably put that on Saber. Pop that on. Alright, we're good to go. Oh yeah, and Tama Lancer banner too, because I'll hopefully get a Kyo Lancer and Tama Lancer as well. And since y'all know that my gacha luck seems to favor Lancers pretty heavily. Just did the math. 70 to 100 coup gains, 3.5k HP. That's still a big chunk. That's still a very big chunk. You can't overlook that. Because 3.5k HP means that he can tank like 1, 2, maybe even 3 attacks in like any particular game. And if you can survive like 3 attacks, that means you buy yourself 1 whole turn for your skill to get back off cooldown, and that's huge. And that might be the only reason why you're able to solo a certain fight with Ku, whereas a level 70 Ku can't. So all those Honako Green Ku solo videos that you see him do with his level 100 Grailed Ku, you physically can't do with the level 70. A lot of them. So the only way to emulate his videos is if you decide to give... How many Grails would Ku need to have? 9 Grails to Ku. That'd be the only way. Why is Thomas Edison in the line? Because JP's weird. He also gets 2.5k attack. I think in this case the health is a bigger factor. Health is a bigger factor. But, you know, attack is important too. But I think him getting more health is more significant. If you had to compare the two. He's the founder of like the motion pictures or whatever, of like the movies and whatnot. The Lionhead is possibly a reference to that American movie company from way back in the day, like Goldwyn-Mayer or whatever. You guys know that, where if you watch like American movies produced by them in the very beginning, before it actually shows the pre-scene credits or something, whatever they're called, you see that little logo with the ribbons. It's all black and white, and then in the middle there's like this lion roaring. It's a possible reference to them, yeah. So you're probably right. Jesus, I don't know what to do here. I will just go with the Saber. Goldwyn-Mayer or whatever. Yep, the MGM logo. Yep, MGM. More than likely a reference to MGM. Flat out rip off 20th century. Oh yeah, it's 19th century. Yep, I've seen his MV. Like, it's clearly a reference. Clearly, even if they don't say it themselves, it's a clear reference. Like those old Tom and Jerry cartoons. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure MGM produced the old Tom and Jerry ones. So reference to that line. Guessed wrong, huh? How many hearts do I need? More. I need more. I don't have enough. More hearts. Specifically speaking, I need 33 plus 33 plus 30, 63, 86, 146, 146, 170, 191 for right now, and I know I'll need more. 191. Got a long way ahead of me. Oh, you found your waifu, Adam? Alright. Time to Grail. Not enough hearts. Please continue grinding. Oh yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it, sir. I've been on it since 10 in the morning today, and that was fucking 7 hours ago. I'm grinding so hard. I'm grinding during work. By the way, don't actually grind during work. I can do it because I know I can. It doesn't actually impact my work that much. I can do it, but normally I wouldn't farm while I'm grinding. That's just bad civ. But sometimes I can. Mass farming this event doesn't mean that I can finally stop doing caster days or bullshit rates on hearts for a while. Once Saber Wars is done, I'll probably still go back to caster days, because no matter what, that's still the only place to grind hearts. So yeah, I'm gonna miss the rates on caster day, or not even caster day. I'm gonna miss the rates on Saber Wars for sure once it's over. And I've only got 8 days left. The end is coming. The end is nigh. We're all gonna die. From lack of hearts, that is. You may be a masochist. Not a masochist. I still suffer, and I hate it. But you know what? Gotta grind, man. Gotta grind. I don't like this pain at all, but, you know, I care about my servants, and caring about them is what I like to do. So I put myself through this pain. Not exactly willingly, but I know there's something on the line. As good as the drop rate here is, you have to grind UHC because you won't get out points otherwise. Pity. I mean, to be fair though, Shisho's node gives you plenty of Hoge points too. Like, see, since I just finished this battle, we'll see how many Artorium I get from here. Because see, look, I'm only getting points from MHX, Jalter, and Saber. Saber is one of the lowest tier Sabers, like the second lowest tier. So she only gives like, what, 40%, 20% or something like that? I think it's 40 or 30%. And I have Jalter, which is who's second tier, and then MHX, who's highest tier. So like, I only have those three, and then the other two I'm just using because whatever. Arash for Stella memes, and Asterius just for bond points. And even then I get, let's see, 7,200 Ahoge points, Artorium. So it's not bad. It's not bad. That, and if you're 3-turning MHX, or if you can anyway, you have to use a suboptimal team for that anyway in the first place, but it goes faster. So then whenever I've been 3-turning the UHZ node, I've probably been getting like 7,600 Artorium points, something like that. So in my honest opinion, it's more efficient for you to just grind for hearts because you get Artorium and a chance to get a lot of hearts at the same time. Give me a second, guys. I need to go check something related to work, so I'll be right back. Give me like a minute or so. Alrighty, we're back. We in there. Can you trade your dragon wings? You mean dragon scales for hurts? I mean, if I could, I'd probably do that too. To DW, your soul isn't as good as your cash. That's truth right there. Couldn't have put it better myself. How many Saint Quartz did I think I used during while farming Saber Wars? I can actually do the math. So when I first started Saber Wars, right? I started with 511 Saint Quartz because that's what I used. That's what I started with to start rolling for MHX. I then rolled for MHX on the stream. And it took me 129 Saint Quartz to get MP2 MHX, and that's where I stopped. And ever since then, I've been just doing nothing but grinding. And I haven't had to buy a Saint Quartz pack yet. I will soon, but not yet. And yeah, do the math, right? 511 minus 129, what is that? 382 quartz, and now I'm down to like 103. So 283 Saint Quartz, or something like that. 280, like 280 or 290 Saint Quartz, something. So put that in perspective. I've rolled more than some of you have rolled on. I've used more Saint Quartz just to grind and farm than some of you have rolled on this gacha. So whenever I claim that I roll, whenever people ask me how much Saint Quartz total I've ever spent on this game, just farming, I'm not really exaggerating when I say that, yeah, I spend more Saint Quartz than a lot of people spend Saint Quartz on the gacha, and I just do this for rolling, or not rolling, for farming. How many times has Arash died so far? Not enough, clearly. Not enough. Let's see. So cruel? Well, he can't really die, so... Give my boy Stella some rest. Y'all know, y'all are treating me like some sort of monster. Hey, you know what? If you were in my position and Arash was the best way to farm shit, you'd do it too. Don't lie to me. Don't lie. You can't die if you've already died. Yeah. Something like that, right? I can see Toho having 3 Arashes just to farm. Well, that would be suboptimal, because if you have no one on the field, even if the entire enemy team is dead, you lose. So 3 Arashes would clear a wave, or clear a 3-turn wave, yes, but that means that no one's on the field to claim your victory, so you lose. So 3 Arashes is suboptimal. I would take 2, but not 1, but not 3. Why not the 4th Arash who doesn't explode? Well, by that point, someone can just bring up the argument that, hey, you can't bring 2 of the same or 3 of the same servant into the game, because you can bring 2, your own servant, and then a support servant of the same person or the same servant or the same character. but you can't. You definitely can't bring 3. So by that point, we're just sneaking. On Reddit, there was a guy who put Herc's Bonzi on Arash. Well, he's either trolling or he's fucking stupid, because we all know that max bond craft essences don't work on anyone who you didn't get that bond craft essence from. So he's probably trolling. It would be hilarious if that's how it worked, though. A multi-use nuke, but no, unfortunately that's not how it works. Megumin would love Arash. OTP right there. OTP. I ship it. So under how many keys do I have my data transfer code hidden? Why do you want to know? Why do you want to know? Why are you asking? That's the better question. You get the MHX in my reserves, but why Asterius? Just for bond farming. Just level his bond. No real reason. I'll replace him with another 1-star once I complete his bond. Jalter's up. Sorry, chat, disappoint you. They've already disappointed me. Y'all have disappointed me already 2 days ago in the stream 2 days ago or whatever. How am I doing so much damage without Bloomsy? Yeah, like someone said in chat. Take a look at my back row. What happened 2 days ago? Weren't you there, Haxon? Maybe you weren't. I basically asked chat if they knew what Meb's her nickname was, her acronym nickname was, what it stood for, what CSB stood for, and no one, only Ravencloak knew what it meant. Only one person knew what it was, and no one else did, and I was severely disappointed. You're telling me, dank, livestream chat weeaboos can't tell me what Meb's nickname is of all people? That's what you're trying to tell me? Fucking disappoint, man. Fuck that shit. The Artorium doubled over 2 days? Yeah, because I've been going hard on the hearts. Yesterday was fucking brutal. I got 10 hearts in fucking 13 hours. That shit sucked. But it looks like today is a lot more generous and forgiving. super scope OP? I don't even have any super scopes, dude. All my K scopes are at like level 34, level 32, and level 30. I don't have a super scope. That's not what's giving me my damage, bro. Still have what, like 7? We have like 7 or 8 days left. Yeah. Am I losing momentum? No. How can I when there's hearts to be farmed? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? The power of Jalter, not just Jalter. Not just Jalter. Jeanne's begging for hearts too, and her skills are all stuck at level 7. Only way to get them past level 7 is with hearts now. So rip. I stream every night. When do I start? Not every night. I basically stream whenever I feel like it and whenever I think I have time. That being said, I probably stream more than any other FGO YouTuber, but that's not me. As for when do I start, usually like anywhere between 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Depends on what I'm feeling. The power of insert servant that needs hearts compels you. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty accurate, not gonna lie. Yeah, Adam, I think you've found your new waifu. Now you know who you who to put your grails into, Lude. I'll probably have 20 million at the end of this. I don't think 20 million. I think I'll go past 10 million for sure. I would say, personally, like maybe 13 or 14 million if I grind the way I do, like, you know, consistently. I'll probably be at 14 million maybe. 13, 14 million. Not that it fucking matters. But I'll probably be there. Stuck at Jeanne's skills at 7 and Gilgamesh at 9. Oh, you need more hearts for his ascension. I thought you meant skills. I was like, skill level 9? You only need lords for that by that point. But, yeah, if you mean his ascension, then yeah, I think he does take a few hearts for his ascension. But that's just his ascension, bruh. Like, that shouldn't be hard. At least not compared to fucking leveling up people's skills. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Adam, just know that when she does use her NP, she's kissing everyone to kill him. Just know that. That, and whenever she kisses you, as your waifu, she never kills you. So, take that for what you will, I guess. Why didn't they put MHX Ascension as the same art as SOA? Because that'd be reusing assets. Did I get more just Bond Tenzi? Yes. I got it like 3 weeks after I got her. Just about. I think I got her like first week of January, something like that. So it's probably by that point it probably was 3 weeks. Yeah, but I have her Bond CE now. When will you easily be able to get horseshoes? I think starting with the American chapter. I think. Camelot gives better drops, but we don't get Camelot before America. We get America before Camelot. Feeling tired right now. This will probably be a shorter stream. Not tired of farming, just tired in general. I'll still farm, but you'd be surprised how tiring streaming can be, especially for someone like me who normally doesn't talk very often. I mean, I'm usually a very quiet guy. I don't talk a lot. So suddenly having to talk for what, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours on end can be tiring for someone who's not used to talking for that long. Of course, that can just be alleviated with a good with a water bottle and some snacks, but I don't have any. I don't have a water bottle right now. I don't have snacks. 3 weeks for ranked for max Bonzi. What's the secret to my focus? None. Just do it. The only other answer I can give to answer your question is just to have really strong mental stamina. But not everyone has that. It's like something you either need to train to have, like endurance training, mental endurance training, or just something you're just born with. I think I was born with just mental endurance. Like I never had to train it at any point. I just had it. So if you don't, then either hold that L or train yourself up to just slog your way through this kind of shit, right? There's no real easy answer to that. What's the secret behind your focus? Just do it. Deserve some rest? That depends on what Aniplex decides to do. I'm not in control of my fate right now. That's up to Aniplex. If Aniplex wants me to rest, they'll give us a week break in between the end of Saber Wars and whenever Bryn is supposed to come down or come out. Dazzle them with bullshit. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what's the context? What are you talking about right now? How do you get grails? Complete singularities and events. At the end of every singularity, it'll give you a grail. Certain events, non-singularity events, also have grails. Halloween is the perfect example because it's the only event that we've had so far that actually has a story and it gives you a grail at the end. Back on the grind. I've always been on the grind. Never got off it, Razor. Only get off it to sleep. And even then, once I'm back awake, get back right on it. Babylonia gives you 2. Yes, I believe it does give you 2. How many grails can you get right now in A? I believe 6. Or it's either 6 or 7. I want to say 7. Because, let's see, there's Fuyuki, Orleans, Septim, Okeanos, and now London. So that's 5 singularities right there that we have. Story singularities that give you grails. And then we have Halloween, so that makes 6. So 6 total. Unless I'm missing something. So yeah, 6 grails. So that means you have enough to completely max out 1 5-star server, and you have 1 grail left over for someone else. Or for people who are grailing their 4 stars all the way, they're 1 off getting their 4 stars to a 100. You just started, that means you missed Halloween, you missed out on a grail. Sorry. There's really nothing you can do about that. Unless the Halloween rerun has a grail, but even then, even if it does give you a grail, you'd still be missing out on 1. Unless they implement this kind of system where the reruns only give grails to people who didn't do the original events. Unless they do something like that. Which I would be surprised by, to be honest. I haven't played JP, so I don't know if they do that. Okay, so Razor just confirmed that. So yeah, they do give you a grail if you didn't play the first time. So there you go. There's your answer. So you have more chances at the grails that you missed out on. Yeah, you heard. Reruns are good civilization, apparently. If you have a grail, you get a lore instead. I'll take it. Lores are limited resources anyway, so. I'll take that shit. Can't get a grail, but I can get a lore instead. Ooh. Guess or cookie drops are good, Civ. No. No, Jay, I'm gonna ban you from my fucking chat. No, it's not good, Civ. No. Fucking no. Don't make me go Steve Carey on you. No, God, please, no. No! No caster cookies. I'm fucking triggered already. We're only 2 hours into the stream and chat's already triggering me. Fuck. Caster cookies is delicious. They taste salty as fuck. That's what they taste like. But yes, Semphis, whenever we're cookie is our popular like meme term whenever we want to refer to the gold skill gems for any class. If there's like a Saber gold gem, we call it a Saber cookie, and you know, insert whatever class here cookie means. Insert that particular class here, gold skill gem, because they're kind of shaped like cookies, I guess, if you really look at it hard enough. If you look deep enough into it, it kind of looks like a cookie. Maybe. Speaking of cookies, I'm probably gonna buy some Milanos next time I'm at the supermarket or something. I want cookies, like Milano cookies. That shit is fire. So, time to pull a friend. Gotcha. Those cookies are gonna be even more salty after 14 days of heart drops only. Oh yeah, fuck. Like that shit is gonna be salty as fuck. Ugh, can't handle it. The levels of trigger are gonna triple once Saber Wars is done. If y'all don't see me live stream after Saber Wars is done, that means I've probably tilted myself off the face of the planet. Oh, I wonder why Toe Sniper 98 isn't streaming. Oh, it's because he's off. He got tilted off the face of the earth. Confirmed Earth is flat. Lol, Kappa. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible for someone to tilt themselves off the face of the earth. Did no one get Lancer Alter? I got Lancer Alter, dude. MP4. She fucking loved me. Proof right there that my Lancer class luck is fucking through the roof. EX. Do I remember the caster blue Oreos before the daily quests overhaul? Oh yeah, yeah. Basically impossible to get caster cookies back then. Basically impossible. And good luck with. You could get red caster gems, but it was freaking tough. Actually, no. The blue gems were harder to get than the red gems. My bad. I'm getting that mixed up. Yeah, I remember now. In the old dailies, it was a lot easier to get red gems than blue gems. Everyone freaked the fuck out over blue gems. Thankfully, I never have to really worry about it, personally. I forget why I didn't have to worry about it. I think I farmed, like, the old dailies so much that I got enough blue gems anyway. It's just the gold gems and the berserker cookies and the assassin gems. Oh god, the assassin gems were a nightmare to try to get because you basically couldn't get them. You basically couldn't get them. The assassin red gems and the assassin gold gems, like the assassin gold gems and the berserker gold gems were basically impossible. They were literally impossible to farm because you couldn't get them anywhere. Those were the dark ages. The dark ages of skill gems. Now skill gems they just get shit out of the ass. Well, not really. Only caster daily. Only caster gems do. All the other gems though, you still gotta bust your ass over to get them. I think because you're mod raiser, I think you do have you now have the power to post links. I think, maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe mods still don't. Let's see, I'll go with the scalp, regular scalp. Fortunately, there weren't any good assassins when we couldn't farm them. I mean, if you really cared about Carmilla, or God forbid, your Steno. God fucking forbid. Those days were hell for master missions with skill gem requirements. Those weren't so bad, at least. But yeah, coming from a fucking whale. All your gems are going to MHX? How lewd. Much lewd. Very lewd. Such wow. Very lewd. The only benefit to being a non-whale is that you don't have to worry about as many having as many hearts. or needing as many hearts as whales do. Only if you don't care about any of the servants that do need hearts, but you're bound to care about some of them. So either way, you're fucked. Got Jalter and JP making your main account, Craigasm. You're jumping ship. Hey, at least wait until Jalter comes out on NA. If you don't get Jalter on NA, then, well, truly jump ship, right? Gotta make sure that that ship truly sinks all the way before you abandon it. Gotta make real fucking sure. Remember, people, Jalter needs 55 hearts to max out. No, it's 45, not 55. Because you have to remember that all your skill items, the number of skill items you need to ascend skills or to level skills, all need to be divisible by 3. Because all 3 skills require the exact same amount of materials. So it has to be divisible by 3. It's not 55, it's 45. Bit better. Don't need to max drive if you don't roll, it's true. But you probably will, or at least you'll attempt to. Oh, you included her ascensions? Okay, I didn't care about that because I already have her 10. I already took care of her 10 hearts for ascension levels. That's why I didn't include it because I already have them. I was only caring about the skill levels. Lol, whale problems. Lol. And guess what? I've been farming hearts all day for Jalter's skills, just to reserve for Jalter's skills, and I've gotten what, 24 hearts today, 25 with the one I just got. So I'm sitting pretty. I might even get all of Jalter's hearts by the end of today if I grind hard enough. I might just do it. I might be able to do it. I might get 45 hearts in a row, or in a single day. I've gotten 40 before. I might even break that record, given this this streak that I'm on right now. I might break it. Monka Giga. Hey, look, and an event craft S's drop. You're too kind, Shisho. You're too kind. Purely Bloom, heart and a crystal. I'll take a picture of that. Ba-da. Kill. Heart and a crystal and a PB. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. May I have another? Got 3-star CE drops today. Cool. I don't really care about getting more SOAs now because guess what? I have 1, 2, 3 limit broken SOAs. I'm good. I don't need any more event drop preferences, to be honest. I'm sitting real pretty. Is Mordred a good 5-star to start out with? She's decent, yeah. She's decent. She's solid. She has mana burst, so her NP gets a lot stronger with a mana burst. She has instinct, but that's not really a great skill unless you level it up a lot. So that it gives you a lot of crit stars. But generally speaking, most people agree that, or at least I would think they would agree that instinct isn't a skill worth leveling because you have to put a lot of materials into it to actually make it, you know, at least somewhat decent and not useless. And her third skill is like it clears debuffs. It charges her NP by like anywhere from like 20 to 30% or something like that. Don't quote me. And it does something else. Forget. And it raises her defense by like 50%, which is huge. Her third skill is easily her best skill because it clears debuffs. That clear debuff is pretty handy. Not gonna lie. Yeah, she's better than her dad. Yeah, Razor is absolutely right. She's better than her dad. I mean, not having charisma is a bit of a pain, but yeah. Overall, she's probably better than Artoria. Probably. Doesn't she have more attack than Artoria? I think that's the case. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. Artoria's literal trash. According to the tier list. Still a good wave clearer though, as demonstrated here. Artoria is already better than Jalter. Yeah, I agree with Razor. I think Jalter is better. Like, for what they are. I think Jalter is better. I think Jalter is better. Hey, crit on Jalter's Buster card, and Shisho. The game just skips Shisho's death animation for me, and Event Craft as XP Craft as in school. Good order drama CD. Confirmed Jalter is better, but they're memes, so I wouldn't rely on the drama CDs for serving comparisons in terms of gameplay, but you know. Let's see here. Demon. Saber has a Buster card up, so we'll use Saber's MP. OG Saber likes to spook. I can confirm. I can definitely confirm. Can confirm Artoria likes to spook. Don't know if that'll kill or not, but hopefully it will. What are you reading? I'm not sure. People are arguing about how whether or not Artoria or Saber is better than the other. Very good question, sir. Question I don't have an answer to. So since you're level 12, should you do Saber Wars or should you do story until you reach London? I would suggest you try to grind Saber Wars as much as humanly possible, because it's an event, and events don't last forever. Whereas your story quests like Singularities and whatnot, they do. Like those aren't ever gonna go anywhere. You can do them whenever you want at your own leisure. But these events, they ain't gonna stay around forever. So my recommendation would be to grind the event. Why doesn't Umu have charisma, even though she's one of the most charismatic servants? Ask Type Moon, or ask DW anyway. I'm sure they love to botch, you know, balancing servants. Balance? What the fuck is that? They probably intended her to be a tank. Yeah, clearly. Clearly. 2 skills that heal her, one that has a 60% chance to give her a defense buff, and the defense buff, in my experience, goes off a lot more often than the attack buff does. And 3 times guts, basically Snow Castle in skill form. Oh yeah. Jalter needs to be balanced. No, she doesn't. She's fine as is. She's a damage tank that can't really do anything else. Not like, well anyway. Or she's just a damage pump. You put her in there so that she can nuke people with Excalibur Morgan. There you go. Jalter's fine. Like Razor said, intuition and her charisma are both really bad. But at least charisma is an attack buff, a party-wide attack buff, so she's got that going for her. But the intuition, I'll pass. Jalter's fine, she doesn't need balancing. If by balancing you mean, oh, let's just buff her to like insane levels just because we can, then yeah, you know. Maybe. 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 Sounds like the design from Merlin. Or more accurately, Waiver, because Razor, if I recall correctly, Waiver used to be total shit back in the day when the game first got released. And early on, DW was like, oh wait, no, we need to make him better, so they completely revised his skill set or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So less Merlin, but more Waiver, right? Or something. They did something with it. Original tier list had Artoria at the top. Yeah, because originally I read that the game way back when the game first came out, the devs intended for servants with 3 skills to like really stand out. Like Artoria was like one of the only 5-star servants who originally had 3 skills right off the bat. That's why her skills aren't great, like, as a whole, because they meant for her having, the fact that her having 3 skills was meant to separate her from the rest of the game's initial starting servants. That's what they intended. That's what I've read. But early on, they figured out, they figured that the whole mechanic of servants only generally having 2 skills instead of 3 was going to be super unpopular, so that's when they decided to start giving everyone 3 skills. But they didn't do anything about Artoria's 3 skills. Like, they didn't bother making them better. So she just got stuck with them. Like, she just got stuck with, like, 1 good skill, and then, like 1 good skill, well, let's say 2 good skills, but not, like, amazingly great or anything. Like, 2 good skills, and then 1, like, skill. It also makes sense that Instinct is her 3rd skill, so it's the skill that she gets last. So that kind of makes sense, right? So that was meant to separate her from the others, but, you know, DB decided somewhere along the game's early development process that, oh, you know, it's probably better for us to give everyone 3 skills instead of just 2, because that no one would really want that. So Artoria just kind of got shafted from the beginning. Knew it wasn't over yet. What, the stream? I mean, I did plan on having this be a bit of a shorter stream than usual, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how long I really want to go on for. "24-hour stream? Yeah, rip me." I've tried staying up for 24 hours before. I just can't do it. I know people who can people can physically keep themselves awake and you know, coherent for 24 hours in a row. I can't. I'm not one of those people. My brain at some point basically tries its absolute hardest to shut my brain down, to shut itself down. At some point it tries to. I think I can go, like, I have gone for 24 hours before. I've done all-nighters before, but I can't go much longer after that. Like, I've done all-nighters in high school, and not in high school, not like a lot anyway. But I did quite a few in college, and whenever I did them, as soon as my classes were over, I went straight back to my dorm, fell face flat on my bed, and I just knocked the fuck out for like 8 or 9 hours. That's basically what I did. I just my brain just can't handle not sleeping. I'm already brain dead from farming. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But this was even before. You have to understand. This was even before I started wailing on FGO. Like I said, like starting from like ever since I can remember, I just can't. Like, I need sleep. Even if it's just a little, I need sleep. How many purely blooms do I have? Like 5 or 6 limit broken and like 3 extra. It's pretty stupid how many I have. Scalper Morgan. How did I get to 8 million so easily? Hardcore rolling? Well, what else do you think? What else do you think? Or how else do you think? K-scopes need nerfs, so I can't whale. Well, that means they can't make as much money off me. So, you know, do they really want to take that chance? Do they really want to do that? I think it's in the best interest not to. Just saying. Just saying. Just planning to use them as XP. Yeah, you get. If you farm for a lot, like if you farm a lot, you're just gonna get a lot of TBs anyway. You're gonna get a lot of hits. And really, if you don't really care about them, because outside the event, they're not like all that great. Like I think Heaven's Seal is basically the exact same thing, except it gives you that effect immediately. So, like the max damage that it gives, like plus 50% MP damage. So it doesn't really matter. You just get one copy or one limit broken copy just for keepsake, and you can just burn the rest pretty much. I don't know what I'll do with mine. Why do I still collect them? Just for collector's sake. Just for the sake of collecting. Not really much other reason. If I feel like it, I'll probably use some of them just as a craft essence experience. Never fun to get event CEs that are worthless outside of their events. Yeah, I agree. Like by this point, after I got like two limit broken PBs, I just stopped giving a shit about them. Like, oh great, whatever, right? And now, even after I've gotten like 3 stars of Artoria, I just don't care to get them anymore, because 3 is all I need to like have like 300 or 400% damage stacks. And even then, if you have like 4 limit broken SOAs, that means that one of your people can't have K-scopes. So, what's even the point? All the quartz I'm using to grind is making us sick. Hey, how does it make you feel that I've used 200 and... What was the number again, chat? What did I say before? Because I know I calculated it before. Let me see. It was... Bring up my handy-dandy calculator. I started with 511 minus 129. So I started with 382 Saint Quartz to begin farming this event. And now I have 99 going down to 98. So minus 98 now, which means I've used 284 Saint Quartz just for farming alone. Have fun. Over 9,000! Yeah, seems like it, right? At some point. At least AP refills are guaranteed. Yeah, imagine how pissed we'd be if they weren't. Is 900k within 6 days without using an ample or quartz doable? I don't know. I would say no, but I'm not a free-to-play, so I can't answer that. Why not do the handy-dandy 3 heart quest for 10 AP since I'm already farming for hearts? Because that quest, it's a one and done, and I'll do it later on tonight. But once I'm done with that, I'm going straight back to this. So, doesn't really matter in which order I do them. I don't think so. I'll save it for later. And plus, I want to make a video out of it because I want to do all my coup solos for them. So. Hey, you're back. You were gone? Since when? I thought you were here all this time. Steve B, I'm looking forward to Saber, Shiki, Nightingale, Tamalancer, Kyo Lancer, Shooting Doji, and Musashi. As for events, I think I like all the events. Saber Wars is my favorite so far, but only because of the fact that heart drops are insanely fucking generous. But that isn't to say that I won't be able to enjoy other events to the same extent. So the events, I'll have to play through more to really get a feel for what style of event I like the most. That Jalter power, though, yeah, it's the power of a level 10 Tactician's Command Waiver, plus 300% extra damage stacks, plus another 60 or 80% damage from the event bonus, and yeah, all the buffs. Everything. Stack all the buffs. Lol. Watch her nuke a bitch. What is my one true waifu squad? Don't have one. The closest would be Tamamo, Media, Lily, but that's not exactly effective, or that's not optimal. At least not in my experience. How would you use Serenity? If I knew what her skills were. So she's a debuffer and has death gimmick. So you basically try to set her up with poison and shit. Robin Hood's probably gonna be one of her favorite, or Robin Hood's gonna have her as one of his favorite teammates, because she can poison people too, which means that Robin Hood doesn't have to use his own skill. Or basically, if his whiffs, then you can rely on Serenity to try to repoison them, and if it works, then Robin Hood can nuke him. What did I get again? A gear? Yeah, and she's a heavy poison user too. Well, like I said, goes great with Robin. That, and there are gonna be like 1 or 2 bosses in the future where it's basically impossible, from what I've heard from other Japanese JP players, to kill them with conventional damage means, and one of the only ways to kill them is through poison or curse. So Yeah. Serenity might be a godsend for that. Maybe. Depending on what kind of event and the details for that are. How'd you get all those copies of the CEs? Where did you, or... What's your question? Is there a spot to farm them? Not really, no. Any of the servant bosses have a chance to drop the event crafts. Except for Tesla, he can't. Apparently, he cannot drop a Star of Artoria. He can't drop an SOE. He can only drop PBs, pits, Peely Booms, or whatever you want to call them. That's the only thing he can drop. So if you want Stars of Artoria, you could probably farm either UHZ, from whom I've gotten 2 in a row, or Shisho, who's giving me the rest. Pick your poison. I'll probably say Shisho because hearts. Hence. But short answer is do any of the 40 AP nodes and pray to RNGs that you get lucky. How many CE drops have I gotten? Once I run out of AP, I can probably check and count up the just how many, because I've kept every single one of them technically. You have a screenshot of Tesla dropping a star? Okay, so it is possible for Tesla to drop a star. It's because on the Chernopedia wiki and in my own experience, apparently Tesla cannot drop an SOA. Which is weird because why would they exclude Tesla from being able to drop an SOA, right? So if you've gotten one, then that's good because that means that Tesla can actually drop you an SOA. It would be really weird if that were the case. Best farming spot for Forbidden Page is Hyde Park in London. There's no node in Saber Wars that has anywhere that you can farm pages. You just have to go to London for that shit. Alright, bond level 8 for Asterius. I didn't watch Made in Abyss. I don't really watch anime, really. I used to watch more of it when I was younger, but not really now. Not really now, unfortunately. I really should, though. I really should. Getting tired? Alright. Have a good night, Haxon. Hopefully we'll see you in a future stream. You don't think Saber Lily is considered a lolly, though? Also keep in mind the fact that, technically speaking, Artoria, like OG Saber, should still have the same body as she did as when she was Saber Lily, because Caliburn halted her her growth, or Avalon, or whichever it is, fucking more. But yeah, so Saber, if you think Saber Lily is a lolly, technically speaking, Artoria herself is still a lolly. She just doesn't look like it. But technically she is. Technically Artoria is. So it's either both of them are a lolly or both of them are not a lolly. You can't really go in between. Artoria is an adult. Yes, maybe like mentally, yes, for sure. But physically, she's not. That's how she carries herself. Oh yeah, of course. She carries herself more maturely. That's why. So that's why she doesn't seem like one. But technically, she is. But then again, you know, Media Lily's around the same age, so I don't call her a lolly. So I can't personally. Just because I don't call Media Lily a lolly, I can't call Artoria a lolly either. They're teenagers, not lollies. There is a difference, but most people don't recognize the difference because they all love their lollies and trap memes. They're too infatuated with calling the police and shit. It's a shame, but whatever. It's not even getting to Mordred's age. Yeah, Mordred, from like a pure physical age standpoint, is most definitely a lolly. Like, no getting around that shit. She just had accelerated growth. Whatever the fuck that means. Right, so let me go ahead and check my craft essences. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 stars of Artoria that are all limit broken, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 limit broken purely blooms. And how many extra copies do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra copies, single copies of purely bloom. And where are my other stars of Artoria? No wait, I think that's it. So 15 stars of Artoria and 7? Was that 7? 7, 35. 41 purely blooms. So yeah, there goes your question. Well, let me break this too, just because. Because why the fuck not? Why am I keeping them? No reason. Just because I can. Are purely blooms even going to be usable outside of the event? I mean, you can. It's just that Heaven's Feel is the same craft essence except better. Anyways, give me a second, guys. I gotta go check something related to work again, like I did earlier in the stream. I'll be right back in like 1 minute or so. It shouldn't take long. Alright, I'm back. Wait like 5 more seconds for another AP point refill. Oh, gotta use the apple. The downside to Black Grail is the HP damage, but depending on how MP spammy your servant is, that might not matter. Or if they just do so much MP damage that they'll one-shot someone anyway. Tesla, Black Grail, and Tesla. Zominid, you're completely forgetting Black Grail on Anne and Mary. Either their Rider or their Archer variants. Either one of them. You're forgetting them, dude. You're forgetting them. Their damage can become stupid if you use them with the right conditions. Like disgustingly stupid. Oh, then you know what I'm talking about.
黙れよかろう。火を鉄槌、光を飲め。光はゴルダー。見事。
Are extra checks useful, or should you aim for other chains? Depends on the situation. I use extra chains whenever I can because it guarantees that I kill Shisho. If I don't kill Skaha in one turn, that means that most likely she's gonna pop her evade skill, and that means I waste a turn. And a potential 3-turn turns into a 5-turn instead and wastes time. But it depends on the situation. Do whatever you want, Cruz. Whatever you want. If you want Jalter, go for Jalter. If you want Guild, go for Guild. They're both great. They're great. They're both two of the best servants in the game. Alright, you have a good night too, Richard Alvarez. Take care. And thanks for stopping by the stream.
よかろう
Sick of getting hot dogs over K-scopes. That's actually yakisoba bread, but no one really gives a shit. At least non-Japanese people, for the most part, won't get that. But whatever. Hot dogs, same thing. Even Serenity isn't safe from Rule 34. What the fuck do you think, dude? Hey, that's a good drop. Double crystals and a heart. Time to post that on NA Farmville later to trigger people. $14 more crystals to Saber Shiki's crystals all being done. Hot dog is this meme. It's not just him. A lot of people think that's a hot dog. They don't realize that it's actually yakisoba bread. But, you know, most people aren't familiar with what yakisoba bread is, so. Serenity is attractive in her own right. Yeah, she's cute. She's not bad. She's not bad. But yeah, there's always Rule 34. Like, what do you think? It's fucking fate. And just fucking look at Serenity's character design. Oh, you think people wouldn't make R34 of her? Are you kidding me, dude? You wouldn't think that someone out there wouldn't have the idea to lewd Serenity? Are you serious? When she's wearing something like that? Come on, bruh. The description says yakisoba bread, but no one reads the card descriptions. Yeah, just like how no one reads stream or video descriptions. Yeah, I know what that feels like. Yeah, yakisoba is basically kind of like fried noodles. It's kind of akin to like Chinese chow mein, kind of. It's like festival food, right? But you don't have to eat it during festival. You can just eat it. There's plenty of convenience stores in Japan that sell really good yakisoba. Plenty of them. So this type of noodle, yeah, pretty much. You touch her, you die. Yeah, to a normal person. As her master, she can't kill you because Matthew's immunity to poison also extends to you. How convenient. You came to watch, and bam, see 900k dead in an instant. Yeah, that's the power of triple damage stacks. Triple damage stacks. Why are people spamming mash? Oh, I think I know why. Are people asking who's Matthew? Are people getting triggered that I'm calling Matt for Matthew? Never forget. Now you don't die. At least not instantly. But you still do at some point. Petite waifu is worth the death. If you say so. Never getting that last heart. Yeah. If you're having bad RNG today, Raze, there's not really much you can do about it. Ugh. That's why I had to fucking bust my ass through yesterday, too. 10 hearts in 13 hours. Ugh. Never again. Never again. At least a crystal, though. You have fantastic. Oh, are you talking about Queen of Sheba or Tituba? I think. Who are the Choco casters? The Choco casters we got in the game. We got Thick Caster, Nito, and I'll probably just call her Chris. Chris and Sheba, right? Yeah, I think Sheba's my favorite. I think. The only gripe that I would have is that her character design is really fucking complicated. Like, there's a lot going on with her. It's like kind of hard to know where to look. Like by her third ascension, it's like what the hell do I look at, or what the hell am I looking at? But once you figure out the maze that is her character design, she's not bad. How do I know the drop rates for Saber Wars? What do you mean drop rates? For like Ascension materials? Because I farm it so damn much, I get an idea. That's pretty much the only reason. Hey, Dyer's in chat. Yeah, yeah. What he says. Even though the game doesn't give us like the exact hard like drop rate statistics or whatever, we get an idea of it after just farming the shit so much and for so long. We get an idea. We can kind of do like, you know, if you collect data on your drops like Dyer does or whoever. I think you collect data, right? You track your drops, Dyer. I know Gotcha does, and I think I know Yasa does. Some people definitely track their data, and yeah, that's one way, just by doing your own sampling. Even if you don't, if you just remember how many drops you get a day, you can kind of figure it out. You can at least get a sense of get a feel for how good or bad the drop rates are. Not trying to start a war. Who's the best waifu? Your logic escapes me. Probably because there's no logic behind those two sentences put together. You don't want to start a flame war, but you want to ask who the best waifu is? Sir? Is logic a word in your dictionary? Because I don't think it is. So what exactly is foe? I could tell you, but it'd be spoilers. But we've already talked about JP spoilers plenty in this stream, so I don't have a problem telling you who he is. And even then, probably someone who's actually played through the JP story is more qualified to talk about him than I am. I only have a general idea. But knowing who he is spoilers. Have they released Semiramis yet? If they did, you wouldn't be asking that question. Spoilers? I'll head out then! See ya, Dyer. If I were to tell you who foe is, it'd be spoilers. Can't ban me for spoilers. Yeah, cause I'm the broadcaster. Can't ban me, motherfucker. Can't ban me. Coming soon in Korea. Yeah, in like 4 months. In 4 months, Korea FGO will have Solomon. Lol, what? Hard to spoil a secret that's been out for like a year or so, but yeah, but there's plenty of people still on NA who aren't even aware that JPFGO is even a thing. Or even if they do, they don't know much about it, because they're too lazy to, you know, keep track of it themselves, so. I mean, granted, that hasn't stopped me from sharing a couple spoilers from the JP side, but yeah, no. Foe is kind of a pretty huge spoiler. So. Finally got to a level 110 and got 104 cost. The XP grind is stupid at this point. Grinding, yeah, imagine what it must have felt like grinding from 120 to 130, and that's not even the bad part. The bad part is when, or just actively spoilers, because, you know, yeah, you could do that. The bad part is when NAFGO gives us our level cap increase from 130 to 140. Those 10 levels combined are worth more XP than getting from level 1 to 130. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or it's damn close. Either or. But if I've been here long enough, I've spoiled basically the entire game. I spoil some of it, yeah. Because people have asked. But I can basically spoil the entire game. Aside from like a couple of events that I would need to read up on more carefully. Foe spoiler basically has no impact on the story. You mean on the gameplay, no. But on the story, yes. You mean the gameplay. Yeah, foe spoiler doesn't have any doesn't have any effect on the gameplay. Your gameplay isn't gonna change because of him, but the story most definitely. What, are you kidding me? Most definitely. That and if you're a huge Type Moon fan, like if you're huge into Type Moon lore as a franchise, then knowing who foe is like a pretty fucking huge spoiler, like one of the biggest spoilers that we've had, like in the entire Type Moon franchise. But I'll leave it at that, in case people actually care. In case people actually care. I don't have a JP account. I only have an NA one. We get it! Stop or you'll spoil it! It's not my fault people keep asking about it. It ain't my fault. Blame them. Y'all keep talking about it. Don't yell at me. You spoiler? Yeah, but you guys keep mentioning it, so sorry. You guys brought it on yourself. If you truly didn't want to be spoiled, you would either stop talking about it or leave the stream. Will this even kill? I don't even think so. Yep, barely. 8k. Try to pop mana burst. Do I know approximately how many essential materials I've farmed from drops this event so far? Do I know? I think around 50 to 60-ish talons or claws of chaos, chaos claws. I think I know how many dragon scales I farmed, which isn't a lot, but I did farm a few. Is there a way for me to see it without going to my room? Is there anyone who immediately takes dragon scales? I think Uriel does. At 37, I think I started at like 20 something. I think I farmed like 10 or so, 10 or 20. It's not too many, but not too many. But like hearts, oh, I think I've farmed more than 100 hearts this event. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I farmed more than 100 hearts this event. It's fucking stupid how many hearts that I've managed to farm. 100 hearts, 50 or 60-ish talons, and like maybe a handful, like 10 or 20 scales. It probably isn't even 20, like maybe 10-ish, 10-ish, 10 to 15. Maybe even less than that, maybe. Just maybe. No one cares about Olga. I do, you asshole. I fucking do. I'm just waiting for Olga to come back as a 5-star Avenger. Olga is annoying and mean. Well, that's because you are not a man of culture, and you don't understand the beauty of tsunderes. Either because you're annoyed by them, which I understand, but... But if you hate tsunderes, that means you're missing out. You're missing out on some potentially great characters. Now I'm not really about those violent tsundere types either myself. Just the light ones, but you know. Missing Yandere? I think I'm good on Yanderes. I think I'm good. We'll use Salter's MP. Oh, definitely looking forward to Olga coming back. Olga 5-star Avenger. Do it. Do it, DW. Do it. I dare you won't. No balls. Pussy ass shit. No balls. Let's see. Excuse me. Who would she come back as? Just as herself. She's here to get revenge. 5-star Avenger. Where's left? She's gonna rip his ass a new one. Oh wait, he's dead. Grand Avenger would be nice, but the only Grand vessels that exist are the original 7 classes, so you can't have a Grand Avenger. Create one then? Yeah, it hasn't really stopped them from creating bullshit like Moon Cancer, or Alter Ego, or fuck, Foreigner. Hasn't stopped DW from making those bullshit classes. Who knows, we'll probably see Grand fucking Ruler at some point, which makes no sense. She'll be a foreigner though? Why, just because she came from another world? That wouldn't make her a foreigner. Musashi is a time travel, or not time traveling, she's a dimension hopping Saber, but she's not classified as a foreigner, she's classified as Saber. You guys seem to be taking the qualifications for the foreigner class very loosely. None of most of you guys don't seem to understand that the only way that you can, the main qualification to become a part of the foreigner class is if you come into contact with an outer god. With a god that's not of this world, or of another dimension. Like, it's not even enough that you're from a parallel universe or from another world. You have to meet a god from another, like, from another dimension or another world or whatever. Something that we can't comprehend. That's the qualification. Not just, oh, you came from another world? Okay, you're a foreigner. Not really how it works. Well, Razor, there's a problem with that because Trump is only strong against Mexicans and other foreigners. He's not strong against this type. He never said we're gonna build a wall against tentacle waving lollies. He never said that. So your logic is. Wrong kind of foreigner. Another gear drop. How many more gears do I need? 37 more for neuro skills, huh? Again, no Grand Shielder because those don't exist. You limit your spoilers, unlike me? How is that a problem? You say that as if there's a problem with that. Just realize you need 42 pages for Caligula. Yeah, for some reason Caligula needs pages. That I don't really understand. Like, what the fuck does he need forbidden pages? When are they going to implement Grand classes in the game? You can't, because Grand servants can't be manually summoned. They summon themselves in to protect humanity. You can't summon them. So logically speaking, you can never summon them in Chaldea. Tamo's animations are indeed longer, but that's the case for basically every new set of animations. So it's not just her, it's everyone. Everyone's animations are way longer, generally speaking. It's because he was known to burn books? If that's true, then it makes sense, I guess. Her MP looks like it takes an extra blah 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 blah. Yeah, because of all the fancy effects they added to it. But they haven't even changed it at all, which is her NP, her new NP is overall a bit of a disappointment. Actually, it's a pretty big disappointment because it's nothing different. It's nothing different. Like overall, just at a glance, it looks the exact same as her old one. They just added like more flame effects and shit. That's it. Just to make it look a little bit more cinematic. At the very least, with Liz's NP overhaul, when Liz got her animation, new animations, they actually put some fancy camera work into it. You know, even though it's basically the same too. They actually went through the effort of changing it so that the camera angle physically changes. That I know that's hard to do in a mobile game. So that is at least somewhat impressive. But Tamo's new MP, I don't know if that's really all that different, other than just like fancy extra flame effects. And we all know DW loves their fucking flame effects, if Shimo's is any indication. Her MP is the same, but with more particle effects. Yeah, exactly. They just added a little bit more flames here, a little bit there, and yeah, let's call it a day. Like, I at least expected them to, like, when they changed her NP, when I was starting to watch it, I was kind of expecting them to, like, change how her allies gain the status buffs. Like, at the very end, when they gain NP charge, health, whatever, reduce skill cooldown, like all that. I expected them to change something like that, but they didn't even change that at all. They just basically left it the same. So, I don't know what to say. Proto Merlin is probably a Saber face, yes, because she's voiced by Saber, so would make perfect sense. Bazette Servant 1, she's already in the game as a sealed designation enforcer, as a craft essence. Once Bazette in the game, basically whenever Shiro enters the game. Whenever that'll be. You expect more camera tricks? Oh, they're definitely showing the trend of putting more in getting the camera angles more involved. That's for sure. That's for sure. Because Liz has camera panning. Who else? Like Attila Santa has camera panning. Like they've definitely been giving that more to more servants. So definitely, you're not wrong there. They've been on that. They've been on that train. Shiro as Muramasa can't be Grand Saber because Muramasa wasn't known as a saber or wasn't known as a swordsman. He's a blacksmith. He's a swordsmith, but he's not an experienced fighter, so he can't be Grand Saber, even just based off that. You only want him to be Grand Saber because Shiro hype, because you're a Shiro fag. That's literally it. Muramasa himself, as a blacksmith, has no qualifications to be a saber. It's just that the game didn't know, the system didn't know how to summon him as anything else, so they just put him as saber. Because he makes swords, that means he's a swordsman, right? Even Muramasa was pissed that he was summoned as a saber because he didn't fight, he just made swords all day. No actual fighting. We don't know most of the Grand Class candidates. Yeah, it's like, what's even the point? All just speculation. And just wishful thinking on fanboys' parts. Lol. Yeah, Muramasa probably will be put into the game at some point. Hell, if the one example that I can use to prove that, or that I can use as evidence, is them putting Ereshkigal into the game. When originally she had, they didn't really have a, they didn't intend for her to be in the game, other than just like an elaborate sprite. But suddenly people just blew up over her, and they were like, "Oh shit, people really like her. Let's release her as a servant, I guess. Woohoo! More money." So I expect Muramasa to get the same treatment at some point. That crit though. He'll be in the game at some point. DW's just cock teasing all the Shiro fags. That's basically it though. Blonde Rin, yeah. More money also is midnight in your place. That sentence makes no sense. And no, it's not midnight where I live, no. You're kind of off on that. You're very off on that, actually. What the fuck? Midnight? When the hell is it midnight? Olga would be a caster? Yeah, because she's a mage. What else would she be? Well, maybe Avenger, but that's only if she comes back. But just as herself, she'd just be a caster. I'd like to see Son Goku. Yeah, we're not doing any out-of-house collaborations anytime soon. Lol, what? Son Goku? Where the fuck did that come from? Oh, Sun Wukong, from the what is it? The Chinese epic. For the Chinese epic, yeah. I mean, they did an entire event for that shit. But my problem with that is that, well, it's not even a problem. It's just more of a concern. Like, they already had like this mini event where Sun Wukong was supposed to be in there. And yes, I know I'm butchering the name Sun Wukong. I know it's not supposed to be pronounced like that. Fuck my Chinese. But yeah, they already had the event. That's when they put that's when they put in Chinese caster into the game. Chinese tit caster. Because they gender swapped the fuck out of him too. Buddhist monk walking around with what's basically a swimsuit and a robe over it. Because yeah, lewd. They already had that event, so if they already had it, like, why wouldn't they have just put in Sun Wukong like at the same time? In fact, I don't even think they even had a dedicated sprite for him. Like he was just being played by someone else, like another servant entirely. Like I think it was David. Was it David who was playing him? Or some shit. Like, yeah, it's like why wouldn't they? If they intended on having Sun Wukong being a servant, why didn't they just put him in with the original event? Unless somehow they plan on making like a Journey to the West Part 2 event, which I wouldn't doubt, but you know, like why did they just do it the first time? Let FGO have fun gender bending. They don't care if I complain or not, so that means I get to say whatever the fuck I want about it. Do I complain anyway? At the end of the day, no. Not really, no. Just another thick waifu to appreciate. That's it. Another waifu to add to your collection. Is that a bad thing? Well, unless the gacha fucks you. Yeah, as unfortunate as it is, that's very true, Shinji. Because think about it, how many, over in JP, out of the last 10 5-star servants who have been introduced to the game, how many of them were male? Answer me that. How many male 5-star servants have they added into the game in JP? Like the last 10? Like, not too many, if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly. Is my friend list full? Yes, it is. Not a bad drop. I'll take the gear though. How do you even fight Serenity? Long range. You don't need to go near her. Don't go near her, basically. Or unless you have perfect poison immunity like Shielder does, then you can go near her. Otherwise, if you don't have that, then, you know, just bring Tristan along. Haha! Problem solved. Tell Tristan to go snipe Serenity and all your, you know, problem solved. Serenity no longer a threat. Last male was Munenori, and he was a 4-star. That's fucking sad. No male 5 stars for fucking ever, and none of them within the last 10 5-star servers we had introduced to JP. Well, waifu sells, right? Waifus definitely sell. Look up Tristan, Adam. Look up who he is and what he can do, and you'll understand why Tristan is a hard counter for Serenity, or any of the Hassan assassins. Hope for male summers. Yeah, we've had 2 summers where all the event servants were female, just for gender equality's sake, because y'all know that I'm all about gender equality. We should get a summer where we get all male servants. Just, you know, it's only fair that way, right? Only fair. You actually want to see more Indian servants? Who are the Indian servants we have so far? Karna and Arjuna, are they the only ones? No, Parvati. They recently added Parvati too, I guess. So that makes 3. They could add more. I don't think they would have a problem. But, yeah. As for when they actually will, I'm not sure. Ah, right, I forget. Rama. I always forget Rama. Always forget about him. Rama and Sita. Actually, speaking of Rama, when's Sita gonna join the game as an archer? Where's Sita at? I'm more interested in his girlfriend than him. Somehow Paul Bunyan became a lolly. DW impresses me. That wasn't DW. DW didn't create Paul Bunyan. That was Rio. And Rio isn't officially a part of DW as far as I'm concerned. So DW, amazingly enough, did not come up with a lolly Bunyan. Some other meme of an artist did. Fuck it. Is she even useful? Best farming unit in the game, period. Why? Her NP lasts 2 seconds. Because all it is her becoming big and stomping her foot on people. That's it. So if you put that shit on fast forward, it's basically a second long. Best farmer. Or sitting on them, but that's her extra attack. Her extra attack is is her getting big and then just planting her ass on them. But her NP is just her like getting even bigger and then just stomping them. Because lol. Bunyan's skills are amazing. Yeah, I don't think her skills are bad. I think they're pretty good for a 1-star. Let's see. Let's look her up. What kind of skills does Paul Bunyan have? Happy Comrades, increase everyone's buster and crit damage. That's pretty good for 3 turns, and it goes up to 20%. That's pretty fucking good. Like Bean recovers party HP, so she has a party heal that heals for 2k at max rank, which is decent. And she has her 3rd skill reduces all enemies' defense for 3 turns and reduces all enemies' heal rate for 5 turns. The heal rate is whatever, but the defense is huge. Up to a 20% defense debuff, that's huge. So basically, she has party sports skills, all party sports skills that help everyone else farm just as much as she can. But yeah, DW didn't make her. Someone else did. You get Jalter yet? You get Jalter yet, Stefan? How goes your gacha luck on the JP side? Because I was watching last night when the JP gacha went live. I was watching a little bit of the gacha assault on the Reddit Discord. Cuts are okay. Some people have told me that I have a very aggressive tone of voice, and I don't deny that I really do. It's just how I talk. I'm not actually angry at anyone. Sometimes I am, but not now. Either that or I just sound really freaking sarcastic. Mordred, Orion, and Jeanne before Jalter. Yeah, you know what? You know, rate-ups are always a lie. Never forget. Rate-up is a lie, never forget. Why you have to be mad? It's only game. It's only game. Robert E. Lee Ruler when? I would rather see him as a writer, personally. Holy shit, 8 mil? Yeah, I hit 8 mil like earlier this stream. At least you got Hokusai easily. Is Jalter's bond CE worth using on her? Actually, yeah, it is kind of. It's one of the better ones because it gives her not only gives her NP an extra 30% damage, but every attack she does has a small chance of reducing, has like a 30% chance of reducing her target's defense by 5%. I don't think they stack, but she still does reduce her defense. They might stack actually. I'm not sure. I'd have to read up on it again. Sound more assertive. People have said I sound aggressive, but assertive works fine too. Whatever you want to call it. In other words, I sound like someone who has no chill. Peanut butter with toasted or non-toasted bread? I love toasted bread personally. I love toasted bread. Regular bread is, it's okay, but toasted bread is where it's at. Personally. I love crunchy stuff. So, like, toasted bread is perfect. French bread, garlic bread. Most Bonds are pretty bad. Yeah, in general though, most of them are pretty bad. Because the thing is that most Bond crafters, all they ever do is just like, oh hey, look, you can, this Bond crafters increases your party's attack by like maybe 15%. Or their art performance by 15%. Or some weird generic shit like that. There's only a few Bond crafters in the game that are like actually unique and worth, like, and stand out above the rest. Perk being a perfect example, right? Triple guts. Permanent triple guts until it runs out. Yeah. Can't really beat that. Arjuna's is actually pretty useful too. I think he has like a permanent MP up and he gets a crit start up, so basically he can just, whenever you get crits, it all just goes to him. And you can just crit over and over and over again. So pair him with like someone who can give it a crit up skill, and he can just go to town on people. His is pretty useful, or at least it's unique. I don't think anyone else really has a craft essence that gives like 1000% extra star absorption. Seriously, why is Herc a 4-star? Well, if you were a 5-star. He'd be really fucking broken. He's a 4-star, so he doesn't completely break the game. Think of it that way. Is Vlad's Bond CE worth using over a straight arts boost? No. I don't think it is. Because Vlad's Bond Craft Essence gives him 30% extra MP damage, and gives him a small chance to increase his MP charge by 5% every time he attacks. That 5% MP charge is nice, but if you just use Limburg and Formalcraft, which gives him 30% extra arts effectiveness anyway, and his MP is also an arts card. That, and you pair him with people like Tamo or other people that like you should be, and his MP charge gain should be good enough where his Bond Craft Essence basically doesn't matter. It basically doesn't matter. So really, there's no point in using it when you have a limit broken formal craft, because it's basically the same thing. Big problem with Bond CE is missing out on 2k plus in stats. Yeah, that's also the thing, because regular craft essences can boost your servant stats considerably depending on how well you've leveled them. Even at like even level 1 craft essences, like just regular level 1 K-scope or level 1 formal craft or level 1 LZO or imaginary round, they all give you plus 500 attack. Whereas your Bond craft essences, the only stats they ever give are plus 100 health and plus 100 attack, and you can't level them because they come at all limit breaks, all levels. That's it. So, like, why would you use them when you can just say, for example, use formal craft, like a level 100 formal craft that gives your servant plus 2,000 attack instead. How many Sumonais were burned today? Quite a few. Quite a few. I watched the, I was, like I told you earlier, I was taking a look at the Reddit Gotcha Salt and on Discord, and plenty of Sumonais were summoned that day. Plenty of Sumonais. Let me tell you, people weren't pleased when they got spooked. People were not pleased. I mean, are you streaming for 5 hours? Question mark, because Katsuro, some of these questions you ask me are giving me a real hard time, man. I'm not gonna lie, some of these questions, man. Like, what are you asking again? Like, I know you're probably not, your first language is obviously not English, but yeah, kind of hard to understand. Why am I streaming for 5 hours? Well, because I want to. I'm not really too sure how else I'm supposed to answer that, but yeah, because I want to. Because I can, because I have the time, I don't know. Maybe I'll stop streaming soon because I am getting hungry. I need to find dinner. Make dinner, find dinner, buy dinner, do something. That juicy crit though. Every serve in the game. Yeah, same here. I'm losing, Razor. I'm losing. I'm falling behind. Jack hates me. I'm falling behind in the race to get all the servants in the game. Feels bad, man. Feels terrible, man. Adam, you must really be you're infatuated with Serenity. Ever since you found out that Serenity of Hassan of Serenity was a thing, you've been just going off non-stop. Lolly too strong, yes. Feels bad, man. Oh well. The only thing I can do now is prepare for the eventual Jack spook by getting all of her essential materials and her skill materials in the meantime. Because funnily enough, I have everything that I need to fully ascend Jack to 90. The only things that I'm missing now are her 33 hearts and 42 talents for her skills. And given how let's see. Depending on how fast I gather materials for the next week, I might even be able to get all her skill materials too, which is gonna be really sad because I have everything that I need for a servant that I don't have. The depression sinks in. The despair. It's tangible. I can feel it. I'm gonna spend like $800 trying to get Neurobride MP5. Oh, you will? Okay. Well, good luck with that. That's all I can say, really. Good luck. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck. I'll probably only stop at like MP1 or MP2. Maybe MP3, depending on how, like, quote-unquote, good my luck is. I'll see. See what happens with me. Were those 2 Saber cards? No, they're all Salter cards. What the fuck, Salter? Why are all your cards coming up now? Let's go with Salter. Actually, I should have gone with a Saber because she only has 1 card. 100% Salter Buster card. Sign me up. You blame us for what you become? Bruh, you stumbled upon Serenity yourself, my dude. We didn't point you in the direction of Serenity. What the fuck? Blaming us? Now, I can blame chat for a lot of things, but you can't blame chat for something they didn't do. Or unless someone actually physically recommended Hassan to you, or Hassan of Serenity to you, then, well, I guess you can kind of hound out that one person. Neurobride is one of the better units for arts teams. Oh yes, most definitely. Pure support unit. And plus, she can target herself with her own buffs, so... If you need to, she can puff herself. I have the Tomo Vlad combo already, but yeah, I want to roll Nero Bride so I can complete the trifecta, the 5-star arts trifecta. I mean, you could probably slide Jeanne in there as well, or Waiver, but still. Saber Archer is good too, yeah. Crap, you're right. Time to cut yourself. Oh boy. The Hassan Christmas CE. Oh boy, do I know what that is? Do I know what that is? I might have seen it before. $800 to MP5, not likely. Odds are below 50%. That's still pretty good odds, considering. Still pretty good odds. Less than, like, define how much lower than 50%. Like, if it's within a 40 to 50% percentile, then that's pretty good odds that you have to work with. Personally, or in my opinion. Salter Brave Chain just because. What's the luckiest that's happened to me in the game? I've gotten the luckiest single multi-roll I've gotten before was when I was rolling for Tamamo. I think I got 2 4-stars and Vlad back to back to back. I think that was my luckiest like single 10 roll. Other than that, probably getting a MHX and 2 back-to-back multi-rolls within 129 quarts. I think that was my luckiest so far now. Nope, men 30. Oh boy, do I decide on going to eat some dinner? Cause it's basically dinner time, my time right now. Let's say I've been streaming for like 4 hours. What do I want to do? Do the Kuso? No, not on stream. I have to do it off stream. I have to do it off stream. And while I'm waiting, I might as well just convert QP. Phone is currently dead from all the grinding. You've yet to have the double 5-star dream. I've never had it on NA either, so you're not alone, Shinji. All the 5-stars I've gotten were all individual. All came individually. Never had 2 5-stars in a row. Or within the same multi, I should say. At least not from what I recall. Rare prisms are currency for the Rare Mana Prism shop, where they have pretty exclusive items there, like extra crystallized lores, special 4-star foes that allow you to start foeing servants past 1,000, and believe it or not, more friends points.
視力を尽くしてくるがいい
You can also use them to buy currency that you missed out on previously, like mystic codes, previous craft essences, shit like that.
いいでしょ
Two SSRs are rare? Yeah, because each of them are 1% chance to pull in this game. So, 2 SSRs and 1 10 roll would mean you hit a 1 in 100 chance. More or less. Unless I'm doing my math wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I could.
敵の時だ
What should I do here? Saber, yeah, we'll go with
名
this.
を任せよ束ねる私の息吹受けるがいい
Is it bad that you burned Tesla? Well, you burned a 5-star, so there's that.
あがくの
It's not 1 in 100, it's 1 in 1,000 for 2. Am I doing my math wrong? Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, it's 1 in 1,000 because 1% times 2, or 1% times 1%. So 0.01 times 0.01. So yeah, you'd be right. 1 like 1,000 for 2. Use binomial probability distribution function. What? Oh, hey, look, an Asian name. Why am I? And you're talking about mathematics, probability mathematics in my chat? Why am I not surprised?
なまる 火を決意光を飲め
I remember when I used to be good at math. Back in high school, when being Asian actually mattered.
そこだ
Now I thank God that I'm in a position where I don't have to use math ever. Well, not frequently. And even then, whenever I do, it's not fucking calculus. Oh, hey, I got a heart. Oh, I didn't even see that. Complaining about people talking about math in chat gets me hearts confirmed. But no, yeah, I did my math wrong. It's not a 1 in 100 chance, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance. So hey, even worse! But considering how many people have actually pulled double 5-stars before, maybe it's more likely than you think. You hated the design? Well, he is a good servant, hate him or not, so... If you didn't have a 5-star archer, then I would say that was a mistake burning him. If you did, then it's a little bit better. And if you honestly don't give a shit, then well, don't let me discourage you.
なまる
The second and third skills are really good. Yeah. Tesla's skills in general are pretty damn solid. They're solid. In this case, I would rather go for Salters. Pioneer the star skill is best skill for farming hands down. Oh yeah, free MP charge from 30 to 50%. Oh yeah, that's some juicy MP damage, right, or MP charge right there, brother. Oh, I forgot to pop buffs. Forgot to pop buffs. Rip.
いいですな秒カード。はっ。消えるがいい。本気で行きましょう。
中だな。他にやることないの？
決着の時だ。
Didn't need to use that.
本気で行きましょう。ええ、はい、お任せよ。
Alright, better save you in Camelot. She will, but only if you level up her skills pretty well. She will. But like Razor said, you could just use Uriel for that. You don't have. Orion is obviously pretty helpful, yes, but if you don't have her, it's not like it's not like it's the end of the world. Just roll Uriel, get her skills decently leveled, get her MP5, and boom, good done. Lol. Plus it's easier to get MP5 Uriel than MP5 Orion. Yup. I'm into that. That being said, I'm sitting on an MP4 Orion, so I guess I can't say much. Watching the AGDQ stream on my second monitor, lol. Orion has to be one of the most common SSRs. I mean, she isn't limited, so there's that. Oh, forgot to pop buffs once again. Oh, forgot to pop buffs again. What do you know? Hello, how's the farming? Going pretty well here, but I'm probably gonna end the stream very soon. Probably around that at the 4-hour mark, which is in like 5 minutes. Soon-ish. She almost took out Skaha without any buffs. That's pretty fucking strong. Didn't have to use any of my buffs for that. Huh. Your master plan to distract me is going to plan. Forgot to pop his buffs once more. Master plan continues. Alright. Thanks for watching the stream, guys. I need to head out and grab dinner. So yeah, perfect timing, guys. Thanks for tuning in to watch me stream, and we'll see you guys hopefully sometime later this week. Maybe actually tomorrow, most likely no stream, because I'll be busy tomorrow. Maybe Friday, maybe the weekend. We'll see. Oh, actually, not the weekend, because I have some esports tournaments to watch on Twitch. Lol. But so yeah, weekend is probably no stream. The next likely stream is maybe Friday. If not, then there won't be a stream until next week. So yeah, later guys, and have a good night. Take care, dudes.